Welcome to the Waking Dream. Welcome to the Vertical Stream. Welcome to the best damn Twitch stream you'll ever find. Umineko related. What's up, y'all? How we doing? How we doing? Been a minute. See, I got a new camera. Got a new little setup here. So, I figured 'tis the season. It's Halloween time. Let's finish the Umineko question arcs tonight. Let's do this. That's good. Let's get it on, guys. Welcome back to me. It's been like maybe almost a month since the last week. So we're gonna get back on the horse here, guys. Got a couple days off from work, so it's perfect for streaming, live streaming. Missed you guys. Missed these guys. So let's get back into the nitty-gritty of the Umineko time. Let's not waste any time here. There we go. So we're continuing on where we left off. If you guys are new to these streams, if you're watching this maybe from YouTube, maybe it's your first time watching. I'm on episode 4. We'll go ahead and watch this opening real quick. On episode 4, we're basically caught in a game of a logic between a witch, magical witch, and a human being. This human being is kind of a rich dude, rich kid. Think of him as Donald Trump Jr. And he was in line to inherit all of Donald Trump's money, basically. But before that happened, him and his entire family died during one family conference that was closed off to the world, and nobody knew what happened in this entire family conference, but only one person survived it. This dude's aunt is the only surviving member of that family conference, and then the dude's sister, who never went to the conference, survived too, but she wasn't at the island conference, so those are the only two people left in the entire family. So of course the family fortune goes to the aunt, and the aunt dies in the present, making the sister, who's the sole survivor now, kind of like depressed. She's like, man, my entire family's dead. This brother I loved, he's dead. Donald Jr., he's dead. And I got all this money, I don't know what to do with it. So hey, how about I go back to this island and try to figure out what the fuck happened to my entire family in one night. So that's what she's gonna do. She uses all her family fortune to kind of like piece back together all the mystery pieces, try to figure out what the hell happened that one night on October. Fitting, right? It's the same month. October 5th. That's when the shit went down. 1986. So she's trying to go back to 1986 and figure out what the fuck happened there. So that's where we're at right now. She's on her way to the island, and her I think it's her aunt, her mother's sister, is trying to find her and prevent her from I went to the wrong one, didn't I? I didn't. Oh, let's not do that. Let's go back. I'm trying to load. There you go. Alright, so let's load back up on the save file. So her aunt's after her on this trek to the island. So she's following her to the island. She kind of wants to the jury's still out on what she wants, basically, but you get the feeling that the aunt wants to kill the sister of Donald Jr. So she can take all the family's fortune, because she's always hated her sister married into that Trump family, basically. So she's always resented her for doing that, because now she has to be the breadwinner of her own family. Instead of the old the sister's mother is the oldest sister of that family, that not related to the Trump family. But her aunt now was always like, holding it against her that, oh, she married out of the family, so now I'm going to be the person that has to take up all these heritage bullshits. So she's hating the niece, who's the main character right now. So apparently she wants to kill the niece, just to take all the money away from her. A lot of people want to kill her, it seems, the niece. A lot of people want to kill her because she's the only person left alive that has anything to do with this blood money, basically. And she's kind of like, the ultimate victim right now. And she's also bullied at school for the same reasons. Everybody thinks she's, a witch, because that's pretty much what happened on the island, with her aunt being the only one that survived. The dead aunt now, not the live aunt. The dead aunt is, the one that was actually the Trump member. The live aunt is the one that's trying to hunt her down. So it's kind of confusing if you guys haven't followed along on these first 3 episodes. You should go back and watch those on YouTube. My VODs are all up there, so start with episode 2 and just continue on until you get to episode 4. There's a lot to catch up on, pretty much. I don't want to spend a lot of time catching you guys up on it, but watch my VODs. But right now we're back at the boat captain who took the family before the family died in the family conference. There's a boat captain that had to drive these family members to and fro Nijima Island to get to their isolated, little small island, Rokenjima. That was their family's island. So the only person that pretty much knows maybe what happened that the press doesn't know, basically, at this point, it's been like 12 years since this shit happened, is this boat driver. So this is why the main character is over here trying to talk to this boat captain, trying to figure out, oh, do you know anything that you haven't told, Oprah, or you haven't told Geraldo or something? Well, let's see. There might be. What does Rokujima have for me? I think this is Angie. Angie's the name of the main character. Even though tomorrow was almost upon me at last, I still wasn't able to understand my own mission. Let me just point something out here really quick. See that, guys? See what that is? You really can't tell, but doesn't that look familiar? That's a little tail right there. That's looks like Sakutaro's tail, right? I just wanted to point that out here. They specifically made sure that if you're eagle-eyed, you would see this. It's like Sakutaro's in a bag. It's kind of cut off, so you can't really tell. But that looks like Sakutaro to me. Why would there be a bag around Sakutaro in this guy's futon shop, right? What's that about? The sound of a car stopping in front of the store and a short honk could be heard. There's Angie. 失礼します。失礼します. Get the fuck up out of the store. I got past the stacks of futons in a narrow store and was about to go outside. Just then, my feet stopped.
どうしたね?
She just saw what I just pointed out, basically. What is that?
あれ? はて、何の話だね?
He has no idea what she's talking about. Just a regular bag of a bunch of plushies. To him, he doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about. Trembling all over, I pointed at it. But no matter how much the boat captain squinted, he noticed absolutely nothing in that direction. That should have surprised me. So, this is the reason why she's surprised. If you guys have been following along in the VODs, you should know already. Sakutaro was supposed to be a unique item, right? It's supposed to be made by Rosa for her daughter, Maria. Only one in the world, right? That's why he can't be resurrected, because there's only one of them in the world. Apparently. Well, turns out Rosa's lying her ass off. So we don't know for sure if this is happening before the birthday where she gave Sakutaro to Maria, or after. But Sakutaro is mass-produced by Rosa's design company. So either she created it for Maria and then went ahead and started mass-producing it, or she just bold-faced lied to Maria and said, you know what, I'm going to give you something I made, personally handmade. And here you go, it's the only one in the world, lying her ass off knowing that her company mass-produces those bitches. So she had she didn't put any effort into this present for Maria at all. It just shows how little, I should say, she loves her daughter. If that was the case. You really can't tell which one is the right scenario, though. So maybe she made it legit for Maria, and then hey, this is such a good idea, maybe I should go ahead and mass-produce these. And you give her the benefit of the doubt, you could think that's the actual truth. If there's love, you will see it, right? So that's probably what Maria thinks. If she ever found out that these guys were mass-produced, she'd be like, oh yeah, she made this thing the first time, and then, went ahead and created an assembly line of these guys, right? But If you don't have love, you would assume Ruza's being a bitch again. Yet again, right? We've already saw her being bitch number one for the last few episodes, so I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if she says, you know, let me just take this fucking doll off the shelves and give it to Maria, pretend that I actually made it myself. Like, that wouldn't surprise me at all, so. Your miles may vary. It's up to the reader to decide what's actually the truth. But this is what she's saying right now. That means that means what I just said, basically. Rosa's being a bitch. She's a lying bitch. And also that the fact that you can't revive Sakutaro is a lie, because Sakutaro is not the only one in the world, right? We have a bag of Sakutaros right there. So that means you can revive it. That's why she's surprised too, because she thought Sakutaro was once in a lifetime. But nope, we got a whole assembly line of them right there. So at the very least, Rosa lied about there being only one doll that's like that in the world. So she didn't want to tell Maria there's an assembly line of them, but there is. He sees it too. It's like, okay, well, I guess I'm back in the game, right? Are you saying I'm back in the game? So that's her clue. Like, it doesn't actually tell you what she's looking at. That's my camera autofocuses. Hey, thanks, camera. It's pretty nice. I mean, it's the magic of somebody lying their ass off. Which is kind of magic, right? What's what Penn and Teller have to do? You know, to create magic, they had lie to the audience, right? Uryu? I was frozen in position, shaking, pointing to the semi-darkness inside the store.
どうしたんだね。何があるんだね。わからん。
You don't see it, dude? Right there. You don't see that?
あんたには何が見えてるのかね。
ありがとう、船長。
Blind bitch?
全部これは運命だったんです。ここに私が訪れることさえ運命だ。これが私が六軒島へ行く目的。
園児さん、どうしました？トラブルですか？
Trouble.
わしにもさっぱりわからん。お嬢ちゃんが暗がりを指さしたまま固まっちまったんだ。
園児さん、大丈夫ですか？何が見えるんですか？
あなたたちには見えないの？それ見えないの？
見えるのはただの陳列弾です。誰も言いやしませんぜ。
Very ambiguous. It's very ambiguous what they are talking about here. So you wouldn't really get it. They gave you that little clue on the side there. Like, if it weren't for that clue, you were like, okay, what the hell are they talking about here? She's going crazy right now. No, she actually sees the bag, and then there's actually a short story that further clarifies that she's actually seeing a bag of Sakutaro dolls. If you look for the short story, Sakutaro climbs Mount Purgatory or something like that. Mount Purgatory and Sakutaro, something like that. It's an additional novelette. It's like a short, like 3 or 4 chapters long, all about how Sakutaro, once he gets torn up by Rosa, and watch the previous VOD if you want to see that. It's pretty brutal. But Rosa rips off Sakutaro's stuffed doll toy head and tortures her daughter Maria in the process. Once that happens, he goes to the afterlife, meets Virgilia there, and then Virgilia acts like Virgil from Dante's Inferno, and has Sakutaro, climb all these mountains, do all these tasks, and try to get back to the world of the living. And it takes him 12 years to get back to the world of the living, which is, aligns with the amount of time we've spent from Rokenjima days, 1986, when all the family members were killed, 1999, which is right now. So that's 12 years. And in that 12 years, it takes Angie to see that little bag on the shelf in the futon shop. Guess what happens at the end of this short story? Yeah, Sakutaro is resurrected, but he winds up in a bag with a bunch of his clones in a futon shop. And then you hear Andy's voice. And that's how the story ends. So, it tells you right there, this is what you're looking at here. This is the end of the Purgatory Mountain story. And it's right here where you see Sakutaro's little baggie. That's where he is. That's where he was resurrected, basically. So you have to read between the lines a lot in these kind of stories, but they went ahead and told you verbatim what the hell the truth was in that short story. Because it was kind of unclear. It really was. Especially the dialogue like here. Like, you could either read it as Angie being crazy and seeing what she wants to see, right? And all her magical friends who are not real, pretty much, or her imaginary friends, they're like supporting her, seeing what she sees. But then nobody else in reality sees what she sees, right? So the Kubata and vocab doesn't see it, right? He's saying it's a dream or is it, reality. You really can't be sure. Until you read that short story, you really can't be sure. But it's clear by what he's saying that that's actually a Sakutaro doll. Sakutaro lifted his face towards Angie. From her eyes, slid a single tear. Uryu. So this is magic. So the magic he's talking about is the miracles. That's that's Burnt Casteel's deal. Magic and miracles. How much of an odd would it have been for her to find a Sakutaro doll? The last place she's going to visit before she gets to Broken Mind, right? That's a hell of a coincidence, right? That's what the magic and miracles does, so that's why she says it's magic. So she found the one sliver in a lifetime opportunity to resurrect Sakutaro, and that was her mission, basically. And now she's found a way to do it. So, magical miracle, right? Now we're back to the 1986 timeline. This is if you guys are just joining this stream only or this VOD only, it's basically a murder mystery. So half the people that are going to die have already died at this point. We can look at the list here, see who's dead. Oops, the wrong button there. I guess they won't show us yet. Okay, so unfortunately, we can't tell who's dead yet. But half the adults are dead. None of the kids are dead. So her mother is dead. Her father's still alive. We've got Badler's father dead. We've got George's mother and father dead. And Maria's mother is dead. Her dad is, who knows, because she doesn't know who her father is. So he might be dead. We don't know yet. We're not sure about that. Sucks to be Maria, right? Kraus is Jessica's dad. He's on the phone with her. We're on the phone with these people, but we can't be sure. When they show us that scene where Kraus is talking in the dungeon, we don't know if that's whatever we're being shown is true. The only thing we can be sure of is whatever Badler is seeing. Badler is our eyes and ears. He's our point of view for the truth. So if Badler is not in the scene, even if you're talking to somebody through the phone, you can't be sure of whatever they say is being true. So Kraus can say whatever he wants to at this point. We can't be sure that's true. Only thing we know is what he's saying over the phone. That's the only thing we know. Alright. Once again, there was a call from Kraus to the guest house. And the message was that Kinzo wanted to hold a test to see if the grandchildren had the qualifications to be the next head. So it's interesting here, I want to point this out and then we're going to continue on. I've been explaining a lot of shit, so I feel like I've been explaining a lot for the newbies here, but we're going to just assume you guys have caught up on the VODs and stop explaining too much shit. I'm trying to knock this shit out tonight. So when he says the head, he doesn't actually mean Kinzo, alright? He's meaning whoever's pretending to be the head at this point. Whoever's pretending to be Beatrice. That's the head. And the pronouns he's using, his. In Japanese, you don't have male or female pronouns, right? So this is kind of a misleading line. He's not literally saying Kinzo, the head, has said that his successor. He's saying the person who's saying that they're in the head of this family are saying that their successor will not be the siblings. So just keep that in mind. He's probably talking about Beatrice, which is something that Beatrice is obfuscating here by the way she's telling the story. She's telling it in a way where Battler's going to think Kinzo's alive, which messes up his theory about there being a 19th person on the island. Kinzo's already dead. Kinzo's been dead since the beginning of this game. Kinzo's been dead since before we even started playing this game, basically. He's always been dead. But Beatrice wants to pretend that he's still alive to kind of fuck up with his theories on if magic is real or not. So that's the only thing I want to point out here. Because it's kind of confusing if you think Kinzo's been dead for Kraus to be saying this and the Battler to be hearing this over the phone. Like Kraus is actually talking about Kinzo like he's alive. He's not. He's not. Not he. That Beatrice wants to take from your grandchildren. That's what he's saying. From Kraus's restrained style of speech, Jessica realized, as his daughter, that he was being forced to speak. And then there's another possibility. It might be that Beatrice is telling him to say, oh yeah, he, Kinzo is alive. And we already know Jessica's saying that he's being forced to speak all this bullshit. So it's not like he's telling the truth at all. Kraus is probably not telling the truth. But whatever he's saying is being under duress. So, again, you can't really believe what he's saying. And she was forced into the realization that the hostages were being exposed to danger even now. And that if they refused this pass, there is a possibility that the hostages will be harmed.
それで私たちはどうすればいい？
You tell me. You're the head now, right? Technically, she's the head now. If it's not one of the adults, then it's gonna be her. She's the first. Well, she's not the firstborn, but she's the firstborn's daughter, basically. He's the firstborn. He should remain a sibling. So his daughter is Jessica, so it would probably go to her, right? You would think. The oldest of the children is, I believe, either Battler or George. I think it's George. I'm pretty sure it's George. So if that was the case, I'm just going for whoever the oldest kid is. It's George. The most qualified is probably going to be Battler, I think. Out of all of them. The most occult friendly is Maria. So, and we already know the Kinzo that whoever is pretending to be Kinzo or Beatrice likes magic. So if they like magic, they might like Maria the best. So they have a case for all four of these people being the next head. Kraus held the receiver away from his ear and looked at the grinning Kinzo on the other side of the bars. He didn't really look at Kinzo because Kinzo's not really there. This is just how Beatrice is telling the story. Kinzo gave his next order.
テストの前に無関係なものを排除しなくてはならない。ゴーダと熊沢がそこにいるのであろう。
Oh no. What are they going to do with Goda and Kumasawa?
テストに干渉されては邪魔なのでな。彼らをゲストハウスより追放せよ。
That's like a death sentence, dude.
追放ですか。バラ庭園に園芸倉庫があったはず。そこへゴーダと熊沢を閉じ込めて施錠せよ。
Man, if I was Goda, I'd be like, fuck that.
まずはそれからだ。直ちに遂行するように伝えよ。
Yeah, you don't pay me enough for that. Fuck that.
我が武具たちが監視する。疑わしい行為に及べばテストは直ちに中止し、お前たちすべてを生贄として処刑する。
Fuck y'all. It's my life for yours, so I'm choosing myself, Goda. Right? Kumasawa, right? What the fuck makes y'all better than me?
わかりました。
You died, not me.
もしもしジェシカ、今から父さんの言うことをよく聞きなさい。
Well, she's gonna have to do it because she doesn't want her daddy to die now. Kraus relayed to Jessica, my daughter. The order is to lock up Goda and Kumasawa.
どんなテストをなさるつもりですか？
Ain't gonna tell you.
ああ、実に簡単なテストだと思う。孫たちの覚悟を見せてもらうだけだ。さて、どんな結果を見せてくれるのか。
With displeasure, Kyrie watched Kraus, who was talking with the children. It's regrettable, but for now we can't refuse orders. Okay, that was Kyrie talking, my bad. That was my Kingzo voice, guys. This dungeon, a feeble resistance won't amount to anything. If we provoke him too much and drive him into a position where he might kill us, there will no longer be any way to stop this murderer, this fucking murdering bastard. Now, the only choice left is to obey his rules without agitating him. All the while waiting for a chance to steal his fucking wallet. However, if we would continue to obediently follow his commands, children might be attacked in this so-called test. They might even lose their lives. It's almost certain. Whether we feign obedience or try to resist, nothing will cause the situation to improve. Anyway, keeping our eyes peeled so that we don't let a single chance escape until the very end is the only resistance possible now. While telling herself this, Kyrie watched over Kraus as he delivered Kinzo's orders.
キリエさん、ここは辛抱しましょう。
分かってるわ。
Patient to the grave, right?
悔しいけ
Don't
れ
be
ど
that patient.
今は待つしかない。この鉄格子さえ何とかできれば私たちは屋敷へ戻ることができるんだから。
なんとかここを出られれば試してみましょう。
Where's your scalpel at, bud?
金
You
蔵
have
さ
one
ん、
on you?
頼みがある。何か我
My
が
friend,
友
am I just locked up in the fucking dungeon?
金蔵さんが子供たちを試したいというのは
We ain't
金
children.
蔵さんの納得のいくようにするという。金蔵さんの力がなければとっくに潰れていたかもしれない後ろ宮家だ。その担い手を慎重に選びたい気持ちよーくわかる。
Alright, keep buttering up.
それに
Good plan.
そのための親族会議だ。私ら邪魔はせんよ。お前の理解が得られて助かる。そうだ、これは親族会議なのだ。私が次期当主を選び決定する最後の親族会議なのだよ。それでだが金蔵さん、ここはあまりに冷えすぎる。
Okay.
あんたのテストの邪魔はせんから、もう少し暖かい場所に移してもらうことはできんかね。
Let's see. This will be Kinzo talking. And Nanjo's words, the slight signs of Kinzo's mood have been improving. Her blown away. A moment of silence struck Nanjo as Kinzo glared at him with dangerous eyes, as though evaluating him.
確かにここは冷えますね。老体にはおつらいでしょう。親方様、上の部屋に移し替えても良いのでは。
それはできぬ。甘いぞ南條。お前は一手猶予を与えるような素振りで実に華麗に布石を打つではないか。
He's too good of a chess player, so he doesn't want to give Nanjo any rope.
その手には乗らんぞ。凍えるというなら真っ赤に焼けた石炭でも敷き詰めてやればよい。
申し訳ございません。
Vigilia had tried to help out too, but in the end, Kinzo was having none of it.
あなたたちはおとなしいわね。その気になればこんな鉄格子簡単に破れるでしょう。
That's right.
ここを破ったとて何もなりません。確かにここを破ったならゴールドスミスのゲームが終わることを意味する。あなたたちも、そしてゲストハウスの人間たちも即座にでも案外あなたたちだけかもしれないわよ。この状況を打開できる力を持っているのはね。
So Gap is talking like she knows Shannon and Cannon. Interesting.
黄金鏡にたどり着きたいんでしょ。
This is the first time you've seen her, right? First time you've seen her all game. Apparently she's only been able to be summoned in this game because she requires a lot of magical power to be summoned. And only Goldsmith was able to summon her. Not even Beatrice or even Beatrice could summon her. Rita couldn't summon her, right? Angie couldn't summon her. She's not a witch yet, but she will be. Gap is only able to be summoned in this game. This is the final question arc, right? And now she's talking like she knows Shannon and Cannon. How? Like, where did that happen? We didn't see it, right? We have seen Shannon and Cannon talk about previous games, though. But they never talked about Gap. So it's interesting that she knows what they're capable of already. Like she knows them or something. As she's so fly, she would know them.
叶えたい夢がいっぱいあるんでしょ
And they know, and she knows all their motivations. They want to leave to Golden Land. Both of them said that before. She's trying to tempt them a little bit, right? Hayden's over there growling like a dog.
ガープ挑発はいけませんよ。
Aw, come on now, sir.
これはあなたのゲームではない。親方様の、そしてお嬢様のゲームです。
どうしたロノウェイ。
いえいえ何も捕虜とおしゃべりをしていましたお許しを
Cop sent one final sneering smile at Kennen and turned away. Kennen could only bite his lower lip and shake his fists. Ah, Kennen. You better grit your teeth, boy.
よく頑張ったね。
Piece of furniture, boy.
よく我慢したよ。
僕たちは無力だ
That's what you get, Kennen.
家具だから
That's right.
そうだね。私たちは無力。でも家具は必要とされることだって。そして愛されることだってあるよ。今の私たちは暗い地下室にしまわれているだけ。きっといつか誰かが愛してくれる。必要としてくれるから。だから今は挑発に乗らないで耐えようね。
お父さん、ゴーダたちを倉庫に閉じ込めるよう指示をしました。
よかろう。電話を切ってよい。シエスタ姉妹、孫たちがゴーダと熊沢を閉じ込めるのを監視せよ。もしも不審な動きがあるようならば、その時点で次期当主を選ぶテストは終了だ。
When Kenzo made his order, the Chester sisters appeared behind him in the line.
了解であります
Okay.
石膏は私がやる556と410は両翼支援
Hey, who's 556? Who the hell is 556? That's 45, that's 410. Who the fuck is 556?
45は全集警戒
Okay, is that the... Okay, okay.
ダブルオン55
Okay, yeah. That's why, yeah. So she forgot about the bunny girl that got killed. The bunny girl, there's 4 originally, and one of them died. And Double O was the leader, but she forgot that 556 was one of the bunnies that I think I've already mentioned it, but Rosa basically demolished one of Maria's toys. It was a bunny. It was a porcelain bunny that she took to school, and she wasn't supposed to take her toys to school. So, as punishment, Rosa was like, "Give me your bunny," and she's like, "Here." When I think about your bunny, and threw it against the wall and smashed it. That was the bunny that got smashed. 556. So these are all Maria's toys, basically, manifested as Chester sister killing machines. So, I guess Goldsmiths is taking control of not only Beatrice, but also Maria's familiars. Because that's Maria's thing right there. 556 is the one that Rosa killed. And she's gonna explain that.
そうだったすまない
いい子でした。だから私は嫌いに。いいやつは。
何をしているかシエスタ姉妹。我が命令を遂行せよ。
失礼しましたでは監視に向かうであります出撃
The Chester sisters erased their forms simultaneously. Nanjo and Carrier witnessed the instance. They appeared and disappeared as if by teleportation. Well, they interpreted this as if they had probably moved in and out of the darkness in a way that only looked like teleportation. Again, we're getting Beatrice's version of the events here, so just gonna be wishy-washy about magic. Like, oh yeah, you can kind of believe that they just walked outside and not teleported out, but they really teleported out. That's what Beatrice wants badly to think. Balor signed the scene. He's not seen any of this. And in fact, none of this shit is happening, basically. Once Krause hung up the phone, that severed the link between reality and fantasy here. So, yeah, Krause, whatever he said, he really said it. But of course, he was under duress when he said everything he said. So, none of the shit he said can be believed as the truth. Whatever he says, obviously, is what Beatrice is telling him to say. And the shit that's being shown now is obviously the shit Beatrice wants the Balor to be shown. It's not real. None of it's real. Gotta keep that in mind in this episode. Episode 4, none of it's real. Most of this shit's all fake. When that's Balor's in the scene, most of it's fake. And the two could do nothing but rub their eyes.
さて、私はテストの準備をしよう。ロノウェ、ガープ、お前たちには試験官を頼む。ワルギリアはこやつらを監視するような。何しろ我が艦が2人いる。一応は警戒せよ。
Go ahead and sharply at Shannon and Cannon. Tightly closing their eyes, Shannon gave a slight bow, silent bow, answering emergency that she would not cause any trouble.
かしこまりました。注意します。リーアの胴体には寒くて辛くない？湯たんぽでも持ってくる？うるさいです。早く追いきなさい。ガップ。
She shortened her name for the because she called her Leah. I love it.
さてさて、テストとは、そして試験官とは、今回のゲームは変わった試みですね。お嬢様を楽しませる展開になると良いのですが。
さあさあおいでなさい。ヤギの従者たち。
Goat boys. 3 goat boys. Virgilia called out into the dock, and from that spot, 3 massive goat-headed boys, attendants, slowly melted into vision.
リーチェの眷属ね。
I was waving my wand like a butter knife through warm butter.
便利だわ。
Rechase Beatrice.
しかも暖かそうだし。ああ。
Like warm
湯
butter.
たんぽの代わりね。なら、ヤギより羊の方がいいんじゃない？カシミヤ雑巾のくせにうるさいですね。
Damn, she's really hostile, right? She's just playing around with you, Virgilia. Damn, you gotta be that hostile.
彼らは賢くはありませんが、命令に忠実で強靭な頼れる従者たちです。
任せるぞ。我が友ワルギリアよ。残りのものは私と来い。
Kinzo turned with a grand swish of his cloak. Following him were Renav and Gap. I call her Gap, because she's a bitch. As well as the 3 recently summoned gold tenants, code boys.
あなたたちは私と残るのですよ。
Where you guys going, idiots?
ついていかないように。
The goats jumped in surprise and came plodding back, dumbasses they are. Kyrie, who had been watching in disbelief with all this, couldn't help but snort.
愉快な部下ね。ゴールドスミス卿より死後の許可は与えられていませんよ。
She was probably a little embarrassed. Virgilia had spoken coolly, but Kyrie could see right through that, and for a little while she couldn't restrain a muffled laughter. I have on the inside, Kyrie was surprised at the number of people Kinzo had with him. Because including Kinzo himself, at least 10 enemies had already been spotted. The dungeon they were currently locked in was supposedly underneath the hidden mansion called Kuladorian. Although this mansion's existence had been whispered of, and not even Krause had known it for a fact until today. But they actually established facilities like this on Rokenjima, none to all but Kinzo, hiding untold numbers of henchmen that only Kinzo knew of. There's not many humans, but all Rokenjima locked away by the typhoon. No, actually, we're the only ones under the impression that there are only 18 people on this island. Is he bigger over whether Beatrice existed or not? Rector Baines that something is minor as the 19th person. Are we on this island? Perfect example of frogs in a well? No, wait, that. At this point, are there actually more people on this enemy's side than on ours? If you're counting all the magical people, yeah. There certainly are. If you're counting who's actually there, no. It's the people that are locked up, the kids that are in the guest house, and the person dressed up as Beatrice. That's pretty much That's the only people that are actually here. All these magical beings, smoke and mirrors. But of course, this is all fake, so you wouldn't know that. All this shit's fake.
魔女、悪魔、魔法、
Oh my. You forgot murderers.
それを信じろというの？おかしいのは私の目？それとも頭なの？頭がどうにかなりそうよ。
Mass murder by magic. There's the murder. Demons forming and disappearing in thin air. More importantly than an enemy's numbers. How should we interpret the various things thrust before our eyes that cannot be explained with the common sense of this world? Carrie started to feel like she didn't know what was going on anymore. And while desperately battling the urge to abandon everything and give up, she clenched her teeth in an attempt to hold on to her sanity. Hold strong, baby. You're the smartest one there. Don't let your sanity go. Obviously, Goda and Kumasawa were quite unwilling to be locked in that Rose garden shed. Man, that's a death sentence, dude. Or Goda, I would not fucking put up there. I'm stronger than anybody else there, right? Goda's a big dude. You know, he ain't gonna force Goda into no fucking shed if he doesn't want to be in the shed. Like, fuck y'all. You can push me in the shed if you can. Survive if I let you, right? That's what I'd be playing. I'm Goda. They had been threatened that if they resisted, the hostages' safety could not be guaranteed. Fuck them. Then they die, you know? They die, they die. I ain't gonna die. It was fairly hard to get them to agree. But once the idea was raised that their safety might actually be guaranteed, the key to the gardening... I mean, that's true. The gardening storehouse was to be handed to them through a cracked open window after they were checked inside. And it was suggested that the blankets of food could be carried in for them. They were finally convinced. I mean, that's all well and nice to say. I'm gonna send you guys the key after we lock you in. You can't get out of there. If you get out of there, then he's just gonna kill all the hostages, right? Because you know he's got people watching you. So you're still gonna be stuck in there until either he decides to let you out or he decides to kill you, basically. And that's the only reason why he wants to lock you in there, so he can kill you easily. Duh, right? Whatever. I wouldn't be doing that, dude. I don't care how much y'all pay me as a servant. Fall my ass in this fucking shed. Hell no. Hell no. Until you die, baby. You know this. Till death do you part. That's not the worst case. That's not the worst case, you dumbass George. It's not the worst case at all. It's your fucking fault, George. George and Bachelor cleared a space on the floor, then spread the blankets there. He also left the canned food, crackers, and other light snacks they had brought. Some crackers till Monday? It's what, Saturday? Shit. I think it's Saturday. Yeah, Saturday. They're trying to last 2 days on crackers, dude. I mean, I guess so. Only 2 days, I guess.
せめて厨房に言われたなら
余計な場所には行くなと言われてる私たちは監視されてるらしいしな
何もお力になれない
Look how much bigger this guy is than anybody
申し
else,
訳な
man.
く思います
You gonna tell me you're gonna force this guy in that shed if he doesn't want to? Hell no.
こんな時に皆さんのおそばにいてこその私どもなのに
I'm taking my bow tie off and strangling these bitches. Like, you wanna give me this fucking shit? You better fucking come get me, bitch. They forced me.
仕方ないですそれより熊沢さんをよろしく頼みますね何が起こるかわからない
I'll take care of it, alright?
いざという時は臨機応
Shield, not
変に
human
助けてほし
shield.
い
Right? Somebody comes to try to get me. Oh, get her first. She only has a few months to live, right?
そして何よりも無事でいてほしい
ええ分かってい
Want
ま
us to be
す
safe if you lock us in this shed.
皆さんこそ
I understand.
清今の親方様はまるで人の命をチェスの駒のように奪います気をつけてください
Gee golly, Joe, go to stare at the floor, remembering that atrocity in the dining hall, even now, unable to believe what had happened. And golly gee willikers, he hung his head in shame at his inability to fully describe that terror.
ありがとう
Where's his flavor? No!
くれぐれも 注意してくださいね。熊沢さんも。
ジョージさんたちもくれぐれもご用心なさってくださいね。もう私には何が何やらさっぱりわかりませんとも。
それじゃあ僕たちは行きます。行こう、バトラ君、ジェシカちゃん。
Who died and made him the fucking leader, right? Why is he talking like he's the leader?
ほら、マリアちゃんも。
You know what happens when George is leader, right, guys? You remember that? Remember episode 3, right? When George was the leader, led them all into a fucking trap and had them all die right in front of him because he's a dumbass. You remember that? Apparently these guys don't. Ooh. Ooh. Looking at the painful expression on the faces of the pair to be imprisoned, it became hard to close the shutter. That because I'm too weak, I couldn't use my muscles to pull the fucking thing down. I'm so weak. But we can't disobey. Obey the rules. We are being watched. Establishment. You always know what's best. We brought the shutter down and locked it. Oh, when I say we, I mean Pastor did most of the work. He's actually a strong man. He's a full-grown adult. And I'm just a fucking midget. Midget with glasses. Nothing wrong with glasses. As George makes it look bad. Then I headed to the small window on the side of the storehouse. I am George. Into a small latticed window, which could only be used for light and ventilation. It looked like something from a jail, making the two of them seem even more pitiable. But on the other hand, it would protect him from Kinzo, and his subordinates, or so one would hope. I opened the window and called out.
大丈夫ですか？
Hey, you guys!
寒くないですか？
Well, they're not wet, at least, right?
毛布をこんなにいただきましたからね。くるまっていればきっと平気ですよ。
It's a better cage than the fucking cage the other people are in, right? You know, Nando's over there shivering. He's got the weed fucking shivers. You know, he smoked too much weed, now he's cold, and he needs the blanket. So, that's what the Jamaicans like to do.
石油ストーブとか
Hey,
持
I'm
ってくれ
Nando,
ば
I smoked too much green. Now I'm shivering my ass off. Ooh. That's what Nando said.
ここじゃ換気できないからね。辛いだろうけど今は仕方がない。僕たちは人質を取られている。逆らえない。なんとかキリエさんたちを救出することができる。
Kyrie and the rest. Who cares about the rest? This is Kyrie, really. Kyrie really is the only one that actually needs to be saved. Everybody else, yeah?
聞かれてるかもしれないよ。ゴーダさん、これそのシャッターの鍵です。
I threw the key in through the tiny window.
確かにお預かりします。
What good is that going to do? You can't get yourself out, or else everybody dies. The reason why you even went in there in the first place to save these people's lives. They're still held hostage. You can't fucking open this fucking shutter. Why do you need the key? It just tempts them. If they get really scared, they're gonna fucking fuck up the plan and, you know, break themselves out. I wouldn't even give him the key. Someone took the key and after showing it to Kumasao, placed it in his own pocket. Like Polly Pockets, there was only one key to the gardening shed's shutter. And I was being held by those two locked up inside of us. If the children had held onto it, then if it was stolen from them by some chance, that would risk exposing the lives of those that are in the shed to danger. I mean, yeah, I guess that's one way to think about it, but you're exposing these other people to even more danger. And now you can't, nobody can access that shed, basically. It's only the people that are inside it that can access it. But it also, this is Beatrice telling the story, so it's also her setting up a kill. That's going to be impossible to do without magic, so you can already see it coming, right? The only way to open up this shed is by the key that's inside the shed, right? So how does the killer get inside the shed? Other than the locked windows that are, we just established the window's going to be locked up after George throws his key through the window. It's so tiny you can't like crawl through it unless you're like Maria's size. And Maria's not going to be unaccounted for, so it can't be Maria. If these two people end up dead, who the fuck killed them, right? There's an easy answer here. I'm not going to explain it. We'll let the story play out a little bit more. Then I'll go ahead and explain some of the obvious tricks you can use on this locked room mystery. That's going to be a locked room mystery, pretty much. It's already setting it up. And even with the key, the shutter should not be opened from the outside, from the inside. Oh, you can't open it up? Okay. So the key has to be used on the outside to open up the shutter. Okay, that's even better for the theory I'm thinking of. So it makes sense now what I'm thinking of. Because I was thinking, oh, you can just open it up from the inside if you have the key, but no, you have to actually. Well, we'll figure it out. I'll explain it more as the story goes on. What I'm thinking of. It's satisfied. It's satisfied. Key tells the man. So yeah, they can't get out basically, unless somebody helps them out, and they're on the outside, and the person on the outside gets the key from the people on the inside. That's the only way they can get out. However, there's no longer any way to open the shed from the outside either. Just to protect them. Kinzo had ordered that they be confined, and we can do nothing but trust him that after this cold locked room would protect him. It's a pretty good plan, basically. I'll go ahead and say this much about my theory. So the theory I am thinking of, there's one big element. The only way a killer can get inside that locked room now, two ways. One, magic, right? Which we don't believe in. Or two, Goto, who has the key, throws the key outside to the killer, and the killer lets himself in and kills him. Those are literally the only two ways that they can actually be killed. So I mean, which way do you think it went down? So I just pretty much told you the answer, right? So, but why would he do that? I'll explain that later on when we get to that point. Holding Maria's hand, Jessica watched George hand over the key, then looked over the thickets in the pitch-black rose garden. Somewhere in this darkness, somebody was hiding. Anybody was hiding, watching to see whether they obeyed the orders or not. The Chester sisters, ostensibly. It's funny that we can say that somebody's watching them, but Bella doesn't see it, right? Bella's insane. He's not seeing shit. So you can say old magical beings are in the bushes, watching her every move. That's just Beatrice seeing that shit. If Bella doesn't see these magical bitches, these magical bitches don't exist. And I don't see them right now, right? Bella doesn't see them right now, right? So, they really exist. Nah. Of course, merely pointing their flashlights out there did nothing to make the suspicious silhouettes appear. But somebody was surely out there, surely! Hiding and watching, surely! Really? Really? They were hit many times with the urge to scream at them, but they held that back through reason. The four children left the area behind, repeatedly looking back over their shoulders. Not seeing shit. They won't see shit, because there's nobody there. Feeble light from the light bulb in the gardening storehouse was seeping out slightly. It's at all possible that this insane incident would somehow come to an end, so that they could see those two again. To George, to me, who had to close the shutter myself, the resistance of the lock made it feel as though I had killed them with my own hands, and you had, because they followed you. That's what happens whenever you follow George. You die. So they got a death sentence right now, basically.
それでも俺たちは逆らえないんだよ。
Establishment!
テストだとクソじじいめふざけやがって。それで母さんたちが殺されて父さんたちが捕まって理解できねえぜ。ぶっ殺してやる。
If you kill, that's an instant fail.
大丈夫だよ、ジェシカお姉ちゃん。悲しくなんかないよ。
マリア。
What the fuck did you just say? My mom's dead. There's nothing to be sad about. Her mom's dead too. What's she talking about? Mm-hmm.
すぐに黄金鏡で会えるよ。
不謹慎なことで笑うんじゃねえぜ。
Real sad, sir.
何が魔女復活の儀式だ。妄想はじい様の頭の中だけにしときゃいいものを。大津こいつは高くつくぜ。ゲストハウスに戻ろう。おじい様から電話があった際に不在。
Urged on by me, everyone began walking towards the guest house. At that moment, Jessica spun around and roared towards the darkness of the rose garden. I wasn't talking to Jessica. Hey!
誰か見てんだろ
She can't help herself, man. Jessica's the impulsive one. She always does something like this. Something stupid, usually. She thinks she can beat up Beatrice, but then she actually fought Beatrice once. She got her ass fucking one-shotted. Real quick. It's made more troubles for everybody else. I'll resize my ship here.
ジジイに伝えとけ絶対にぶち殺してやるってな行こう
Of course, there was no reply, only the howl of the wind and the rain. The children returned to the guest house, in fear of what would be waiting for them when they got back. So now, after Battler leaves the scene, maybe we'll have some magical people. Yep, now we're gonna have some magical scene. Because it's the only time you could actually have a magical person in the story when Battler's not around to see it. After they departed, who was it? From the exact point in the darkness that Jessica yelled at, the two rabbit ears spread. There we go. There we go. Notice that they waited until after Battler left to come out. Why? Are they not real? Is magic not real?
45がすっとろいからバレたに竜王様に怒られる
Arthur.
ごめんなさいごめんなさい竜王様に言いつけるのは許してください
It's a Yu-Gi-Oh reference, actually. The dragon king of all dragons. It's called Pendragon, basically. And that is ostensibly their leader. A reference from another game, basically. And there's a reference to card capture Sakura in here, too. So there's a lot of different references to different enemy properties. Or, in this case, card game properties.
黙れ静かどうせハッタリだ合田と熊沢の監禁は確認した任務完了報告に戻るぞ
Zakshin Kandio.
イエーイイエーイ
That's my favorite one. I like 410. 410, I guess, is the way she's the proper pronunciation. 410 and 45 and then 00.
連帯責任で人参と水だけの刑になりたいか行くぞ
Collective responsibility. I'm with you on that one, 410. Just trying to be cute. You can't forgive me for that. Come on now, 00. Certainly seemed to be a fact that they were being watched. Because once they returned to the cousin's room, turned the lights on, and lay down on the beds, the phone rang again. Now, why couldn't they just... Okay. Well, I mean, I'll hold on to that thought. It doesn't have to be somebody watching them, it just has to be somebody, you know, with superior planning, basically. Give you like a good 20 minutes to go in and out of that fucking guest house. After 20 minutes are up, randomly call. Hey, if you're not there to answer the phone, wait 5 minutes and then call them again, right? And then just keep doing it in 5 minute increments until they actually fill up. So now it seems like they have great planning. This person, whoever's calling now, knew exactly when they'd come back. No, they just waited 5 minutes and just kept calling after 5 minutes. That's all it is. It's easy. Like, you can explain all this shit with logic, not with magic, you know. But oh well. These people aren't thinking like that right now. Up until now, Jessica had been answering the phone and seeing it as it was her house. But now it was George, the eldest, who picked it up like a dumb bastard. Like he's thinking he's the fucking leader here. You're not the leader, dog. You need to calm down. Calm down, George. This time, Kyrie was on the other end of the phone. George handed it to Battler out of consideration. That's right, boy.
もしもし
Give me that phone. Give me that fucking phone.
キリエさんかそっちは大丈夫なのか
心配をありがとう今のところは快適よごめんなさい死後は慎めと命令されてる今から伝えることをよく聞いて
So we should actually listen to this very closely because, again, Battler's in the scene, so whatever he's hearing is legit what's actually happening here. Sans magic, right? So Kyrie is being told to say something over the phone by the person dressed up as Kinzo and or Beatrice on the other end. But she's going to try to slip in the truth, some kernels of the truth for Battler to think about. So she's going to say things in a certain way to try to like get a message to him, basically. But apparently this is how the test is going to start. She's going to be telling these guys how to start doing this test that Kinzo, I should say, is telling them to do. The fact that they're still hostages still hadn't changed. And Kinzo, or one of his subordinates, is probably listening to this conversation. Battler restrained the urge to talk about other things and focused on what Kyrie had to say.
テストはジェシカちゃん、ジョージ君、バトラ君、そしてマリアちゃんの順で行われるそうよ。
So this is the order that the succession should go in. Jessica as the eldest sibling's daughter, and then George Kuhn as the second eldest son, third oldest son, and then the baby's daughter. So that's the order of the kids, basically, in succession order. If you're just going straight up for who was born in what order, to what order of sibling, I guess.
順番に呼び出すから、それまでその部屋を出ないこと。呼び出された者は一人で指定された場所に向かうこと。
Battler repeated it out loud so that his cousins would also be understood.
ジェシカ、兄貴、俺、マリアの順で呼び出しがあるまで部屋にいろ。だ、分かった。マリアもなのかや。9歳の子にまで。クソジジイは何を強いる気なんだ。
後ろ宮家の命運はあなたたちに握られてるわ。頑張って。
Battler noticed a strange nuance in Kirei's words. Let me just go back and see what the hell she just said here. The future of the Usoromiya family rests in all of your hands. Do your best. I don't see anything, outwardly suspicious about that line. There might be a nuance that I'm not hearing that you could probably only hear in Japanese.
ジェシカ、兄貴、俺、マリアの順で呼び出しがあるまで。
後ろ宮家の命運はあなたたちに握られてるわ。頑張って。後ろ宮家の命運はあなたたちに握られてるわ。頑張って。
Yeah, I can't tell. Doesn't sound like it's different than the way she regularly speaks, but maybe. She doesn't say do your best, maybe. She just, because she doesn't really believe in luck. Maybe that's it? I don't know. Even without any blood connection, he could still understand that thanks to the long-lasting bond they shared. Now is not the time to worry about the future of the Usoromiya family. Okay, he's gonna explain it. That wasn't the message that Kyrie wanted to send. She probably meant there is no way for us to escape from this dungeon and we can only wait to be rescued. Yeah, there you go. Our lives are in your hands. Something like that. He got it.
ああ、任せてくれ。どんなテストか知らねえが上等だぜ。受けて立ってやら。本気のテストなんだよな。マジにやっちまって。いい。
ええ、本気のテストよ。おじい様も本気で試すつもりでいるわ。
ダメだな。全然ダメだぜ。死にかけの老いぼれが俺と本気。
全然ダメだ。
寝言は棺に入ってから言いやがれ。そこにいるジジイに言っとけ。次期当主は俺だ。その最初の仕事はてめえの面に鉄拳ぶち込んでやることだってな。
That's why he's the man that's most qualified, right there. Not like George, who just fucking wants to roll over and take it. Even without Kriya, you having to repeat it. Battler's powerful declaration of war reached Kinzo's ears.
バトラ、それは実に楽しみであるぞ。一度は後ろ宮の名を捨てた男が何を身につけ、何の境地に至って我が前に現れるというのか、そう伝えよ。
Unfortunately, Kinzo's voice was not picked up by the receiver. I wonder why, because he's dead and he doesn't actually talk. That's probably why. Security spoke for him.
大いに上等だそうよ。いい？バトラ君、手加減は不要よ。 あなたはルドルフさんの息子。いいえ、私の息子よ。誰に自慢しても恥ずかしくないところを私にも見せてちょうだい。あなたに全てを託すわ。
了解だぜ、母ちゃん。あとは任せておけ。
So I'll explain something real quick. He never had a problem with Kyrie. He did have a problem with his father remarrying Kyrie, but he had more of a problem with Rudolph, not with Kyrie. He always liked Kyrie, and he actually hung out with Kyrie and Angie while he was still like excommunicated from the Ushiromiya family. When he, decided to like leave his dad's house and go to his mom's and his mom's side of the family and their grandparents, basically. He never had a problem with Kyrie though. He always liked Kyrie. Kyrie, I don't want to spoil too much here. Kyrie, kind of acts like she doesn't really have anything, familial to feel about Battler. Like it's just like a part of the piece that she has to pick up to be with Rudolph, basically. Like not really her son, just like part of the baggage of him having to deal with Rudolph, basically. And she didn't really mind it when he left the family. But of course, Angie missed her brother, so she had to deal with him at that point. But she's always kind of had a hands-off kind of thing with more of a intellectual relationship with Battler, not like a mommy son relationship. So this is a kind of an important scene here. That they're treating each other like mother and son, right? For the first time. Her husband's dead, his mother's dead, so that's pretty much all they have in this world is each other now. In this scenario, in episode 4 scenario. And again, this is really happening. They're actually really saying this. This isn't a fake scene because Battler's here to hear everything that's being said and to interact with Kyrie. So then this is actually true. It's not a fake phony scene that's imbued with magic or anything like that. So kind of a touching scene, really.
私たち全員は当主跡継ぎの資格を失っている。もう私たちは取られてゲーム版から外された駒も同然よ。だからあなたたちだけで戦って。
キリエさん。
The nuance of those words was, we've already given up. You can forget about us. But for that very reason, I won't give up. I'm going to wreck this test or whatever and save everyone. Wreck it!
それでは一番最初のジェシカちゃんへのテストの指示よ。自分の部屋へ行けですって。
自分の部屋？
お屋敷のジェシカちゃんの自室って意味のよね。
It's very interesting, right? He's not talking on the phone. Why couldn't he just, grab the phone and tell him all this himself? Right? Is he really there? He's not talking, right? Is he really there?
ジェシカに代わる。直接伝えてやってくれ、ジェシカ。
もしもし。はい。わかりました。私からか。
She's up first.
もう覚悟決めたぜ。行ってくるぜ。
In actuality, Jessica was probably feeling the fear of a girl her age, and she buried those feelings in striking a resolve.
用心してね。
Shut up, George.
余計なこともできない。言いなりになるしかないさ。
食堂でジジイは何のためらいもなく、またそれは
分かってる。返り討ちにして。
無茶はダメだよ。危険だと思ったら自分を最優先にして。クラウスおじさんが自分のために娘が犠牲になったことを知ったら胸が張り裂けてしまうに違いないから。
逆も同じだぜ。父さんと母さんが殺されて私の胸だって張り裂けるぜ。
バトラ君、さっきの話は本当だよね。
ああ。
You question me, boy?
キリエさんたちはもう覚悟を決めている。
Oh yeah.
ならなおのこと上等だぜ。みんなの命は私たちの双剣にかかってるってことだ。人質みんなは囚われの身で何もできない。なら私たちが何とかするしかねえんだぜ。
もし何かあったらゲストハウスに逃げ戻って、その時点で僕たちがおじい様のゲームに付き合うのは終了だ。
兄貴、
その時点で僕たちは宣戦布告。
Know to get them guns.
どこかに
Them
閉じ込められ
Winchesters.
ている彼らを救い出し、おじい
Need some weapons.
いいのか兄貴、シャノンちゃんもいるんだろ。
だからといって僕は座して婚約者が殺されるのを待ちはしないよ。僕が恐ろしいのは僕の婚約者に恐怖を味わわせたクソじじいよ。君らが僕より先にぶん殴っちまうことだけさ。
なるほどな。確かにこいつは次期当主が誰かを決めるってテストらしいぜ。
だな、クソじじいの顔面に一番最初に拳をお見舞いしたやつが。
Again, y'all need some weapons, man. Just a punch in the face ain't gonna do it. Let's shoot somebody in the fucking skull. Let's do that. Rescue some bitches in this fucking jail cell, right? George, Badler, and Jessica each forcefully nodded their heads and put their fists together. Homie, 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 homie! Then Jessica headed off on her own room, as designated. Her form disappeared into the darkness of the rose garden, which was shaking in the violent winds. As they saw her off, George and Badler hardened their trembling fists. What's up, bro? Knuckle me, bro. Knuckle me, bro. Jessica's back was watched through the window by Maria, who had remained upstairs. Her expression was blank.
みんなは何を息巻いてるのかな。ベアトリーチェが蘇ればみんな生き返らせてもらえるのにね。
When does that actually ever happened, by the way? She keeps saying that in every episode. When do these people get back to life? They haven't done it in 1998, right? They're all dead, still 1998. They get revived temporarily in the Golden Land, sometimes in episode 2 and 3. Which then they instantly die after that, after Badler says, oh, magic isn't real. So it's not gonna happen, man. She keeps saying it's gonna happen, it's not gonna happen. I know why she's saying that, and I guess you'll figure it out too after the question arcs end. There's a reason why she keeps saying that, but you really need to stop saying that, because it's not happening at this point. Jessica's form had already been completely swallowed up by the darkness. At that time, the phone began to ring again. Heather and George heard it and came clamoring back, but Maria picked up the receiver right away.
もしもし。マリア様ですか。シャノンです。ジョージ様、代わっていただけますか。
Fuck George. You better talk to me, boy. This time it was Shannon on the phone. And the purpose of the message was to tell the next person, George, where he was to go. Okay. So again, we're not getting any phone calls from the people that are, you know, the captors in this scenario. Only the hostages are being made to make these calls, right? Why aren't the captors? Why aren't the aggressors making these phone calls and telling them what to do, right? This is all Kenzo's plan, right? Allegedly. So why isn't he the one on the phone talking? Is he actually alive? No. Why isn't the Beatrice? Why isn't Virgilia, right? Why isn't any of the magical beings the one talking on this phone? Why is it Shannon? Why is it Kyrie? Why is it Kraus, right? Interesting, right? It goes without saying, but since the time she was born, Jessica was raised in this mansion. The Western-style house that the cousins simply called the mansion was her home. And yet she had never understood her cousin's feeling as much as she did today. And at the same time, her own home, which she knew well, had never felt so different a place as it did now. A little freaky, right? It's Halloween season, baby. You know it's October in the game, or it's October in the game too, October 4th. So we're about 16 days away, 17 days away. Her own room. This had once been her personal hideaway, the only place in this vast mansion where she could feel at peace. However, that door had never felt as intimidating as it did now.
テストだって。
A testo? Fucking fall break,
何
bitch.
が待ち受けてやがるんだ。まさか 私の机とか引っかき回してねえだろうな。
She acted tough, trying to deceive herself. Trying to make herself believe that she wasn't scared of anything. She readied herself and opened the door to her room. Creak! Turn on the lights. When she saw that, fortunately the room didn't appear to have been messed up. She relaxed. No one was there, of course. There was no one for anyone to hide. There was nowhere for anyone to hide her. Right away, Jessica locked the door behind her. Smart. Now the room was safe. Knock on wood. She peeked under the bed and in the closet, but of course no one was hiding. I mean, I would definitely peek under the bed and in the closet.
なんだってんだ。
She looked at the clock. 10 past 11, or just a little past that. As her attention lessened and the fatigue came back to her entire body, she realized how messed up this whole day had been. It was still only 11. The plan had been for all the cousins to get together, have fun playing around, and talk animatedly about all kinds of things together into the night. Normally we would have been doing that kind of thing at this very moment. Why has that turned into this?
全部あのクソジジイのせいだ。よくも母さんをみんなを。
Her head was swimming with anger and sadness. But there was no one here to direct those emotions at. Give it a second, right? Because of the lock, this room's security was guaranteed. Remember that one more time, Jessica somehow regained her calm. If it keeps up like this and nothing happens, Jessica thought that she'd like to go to the dining hall and see her mother's last face. I don't know about that. It's a little morbid, right? Even though Godad emphasized so strongly that it was gruesome and that she definitely shouldn't look at it. Yeah, you don't want to see that shit. Basically, the way she died, it was portrayed to be a magical, like, arrow, a golden arrow that split her fucking skull in twain, basically. She got shot in the head, basically, by some kind of projectile that rocked her fucking skull open. So most likely it was like a magnum bullet. And you know what a magnum bullet does close range to somebody's skull? If you have a magnum gun and you go BAM. Just imagine that's what it looks like. Just imagine for a second. You don't want to go up there, that's your mom, and see that shit, right? That's not what you want to see. I mean, unless you want to scare yourself on Halloween, I guess, right? I'll definitely do it. They had been warned repeatedly that doing anything stupid would put the hostages in danger. Could it be that locking that door was also against the rules? Debatable. Maybe, maybe not. You can always knock on the door. I'll tell you to fucking open the door, or else I'm gonna start killing people one by one. So, I mean, you can lock the door, I think it's fine. I close myself up in here. I alone might be saved. If I don't open it, it will surely be against the rules, and Dad, Kanan, Kun, Shannon, Auntie Kyrie, and Dr. Nanjo will be killed. There's no way the scales balance between 5 lives and my own life. Jessica tightly shut her eyes, resisting the other part of herself, and said, "Isn't it alright as long as I survive?" Headed to the door and made to unlock it. Did she unlock it? Just then, clap, clappity, clap, clap. A crisp applause rang out, making Jessica's heart leap. Ronove.
鍵をかけたままならルール違反ということになり、人質たちにも危害が及ぶかもしれません。しかしそれでも自分の命だけは。しかしあなたはその誘惑に耐え、自ら鍵を開けようとした。そのあなたの勇気は称賛に値しますよ。
Ronove, Ronove! I, the owner of this room, had searched to make sure there was nowhere any human could have been hiding. Where had this man? It's a man in my room. A man. There's nowhere for a human to hide. But could something that wasn't human have banished it? Though obviously Beatrice is portraying that this is a magical entry into the locked room. And apparently, Ronove is either gonna test Jessica and pass her as the next successor, or test Jessica, find her lacking, and killing her in this locker room mystery. Bruh. I think you know which one's gonna happen. Pretty much. But we'll play it out. We'll play it out. I was pretty sure this is my first meeting of this largely built middle-aged man. I did not recognize this guy who looked like a butler and bore the seal of the one-week eagle.
はじめまして、ジェシカ様。私は親方様より鍵頭を任されております。72柱の27位。
27th Demon.
ロノウエと申します。
ロノウエ。
That's Genji's first name, Ronoe. So Ronove. Ooh, she's singing right now, right? Is this really Genji? Well, we don't know because, again, this scene's not happening in reality because Balor's not here. So, none of this is happening right now.
ああ、源氏は私の弟のような存在。あるいはこの世界における私の正しい姿だったのかもしれません。
That's an important line, right? That's a very important line. We're not seeing his true form because, again, this scene's not happening, but this is a magical version of the scene that's supposed to be happening right now. So, they killed Genji in the first Twilight. So now, who is here with Jessica? Or is the scene actually even happening in real life at all? I mean, it probably is because Bella told her to go to this room. So she's probably meeting somebody. It's not Runo, though. So, you can guess who it is, but it could be Genji. But it's only a guess that it's Genji.
より白だったと言っても良いでしょうね。
Well, it makes sense, though, right? Genji didn't actually die in the first Twilight. He might be here, pretending to be the 13th person, the 19th person.
何を言ってんだ。
おっと、これは失礼しました。人間には話しても理解できぬ話。それでは本題に移りましょう。
クソジジイの言うテストとかいうやつだな。
さようでございます。こちらが親方様がジェシカ様に賜まれました。
Ronove's elegant gesture, like that of a butler ordering for the meal to be set out. Many gold butterflies flew up out of nowhere. Wow. The swarm of gold butterflies spun around, forming a small swirl as they gathered in one place. Then that golden mound disappeared like a pile of leaves blown away by a cold, wintry wind. And there lay a western envelope with the one-winged eagle crest done on it in gold leaf. Ronove gestured to her to pick it up. Jessica timidly picked it up and opened the letter inside. What's it say? What is this?
非常にシンプルな次期当主の資格を探るテストでございます。そこに記されている問いにどうか後ろ宮家を担う次期当主としての心構えで臨んでいただき、答えとそれに至ったお考えをお聞かせください。
Shaking, Jessica looked back and forth between the paper and Ronove's face several times. What did it say? Don't leave us in suspense here. Okay, well, I guess you are. Alright. So now we got George's, fuckboy's fucking scenario here. At that time, fuckboy. I'm sorry, I'm still thinking like Jessica. This is, George. This is fuckboy. My bad. At the time, George, who had been called out after Jessica, could be seen in the arbor of the rose garden. He had been planning to give Shannon the ring that would be proof of their engagement here tonight, at this time, when things had gone normally. But the woman in front of George now was not Shannon. It was not Shannon.
それがゴールドスミスからあなたに与えられるテスト。
Oh, you got a letter too, okay. George picked up the western envelope, on the table where he had once drunk the tea with Shannon. Oh, it's not, okay. I thought that was slang, where he drunk the tea. He had, okay. It's not euphemism for sex, I guess. Alright, read the contents. Perhaps its message was short. Like George. After a single glance at it, George's eyes grew sharp.
なんだいこれは。
What's it say?
見ての通りよ。それがあなたに与えられる次期当主の資格を探るテスト。次期当主としての資格を自らに問いながら、その問いに答えなさい。
なんてバカな問題だ。
そうね。本当にバカなもんだね。なら、ゴールドスミスにとっての後ろ宮家の家督なんて、その程度のものなんじゃない？
So it's a stupid, silly question, and that's the test to be the next head. So obviously Kinzo, or whoever's dressed up as Kinzo, doesn't have that much respect for the head's position. So they're thinking it's a farce of a position. So they don't really give a damn who's going to be the next head at this point. Looks like. Let's see what the fucking question is here though first. George lowered his eyes to the surface of the letter once again and examined its contents. What's it say? George and Jessica. I heard the tests given to them were slightly different. They were almost exactly the same. Okay.
理解に
Details.
掲げる3つ
Here we
の
go,
うち
here we go, here we go.
2つを得るために1つを生贄に捧げよう。
Okay.
簡単な選択じゃない。
Kill, marry, fuck question, right? Who'd you kill, who'd you marry, who'd you fuck? Simple 3-choice test.
どれを見殺しに選ぶか自ら決めなさい。選択を拒めばテストは中断。私の手であなたをこの場で殺してしまってもいいって許可をもらってな。それさえも選択肢に含めるなら4択ね。私君みたいなこと遊ぶのはずいぶん久しぶりだからそれも嫌いじゃないわよ。
Damn. Yes, ma'am.
この3択はあくまでもテストなのか、それとも選択は結果を伴うのか。
何を甘えてるの？君が選択したものは必ず命を落とす。
Aha. So it's a real life kill, marry, fuck. There you go. So definitely Shannon's gonna be one of the options, and I'm guessing that Shannon, Maria, and Jessica are his 3 options. Which woman would he wants to kill to save the other 2? Do you save your family members, or do you save save your baby mama, right? Or not even baby mama, your fling. You've been dating her for a couple months now, right? Shannon. So she's not family though, right? Maria's your family. Jessica's your family. You're gonna save her, or you're gonna save them? I don't know. Or you're gonna save one of them and not her. I don't know. Among the 3 mentioned below, in order to gain 2, sacrifice 1. Oh, so okay. Wait a minute. Whoa. So she said there were 4 options here. Option 1 and option 4 are the same. So you can either sacrifice your life, or you can make no choice and still sacrifice your life at that point. So there's really only 3 options, not 4. So she lied. I mean, he's gonna pick one now at this point. He's gonna pick one. He's not gonna kill somebody else to save himself now, right? If himself is one of the options, he's gonna pick himself. I would think. I think George is gonna pick one. 2, Shannon's life. 3, oh, definitely he's gonna pick one. Definitely. If you do not choose one, all of the above will be lost. Oh, okay, so that is 4. Okay, so the 4th option is everybody dies. If he doesn't pick one, so. Okay. So wait a minute. Does 3 include Shannon? Oh, maybe not, because it's gonna be okay. Everyone else but Shannon and Yor. That's what I think. That's what that means. So you can kill everybody else and protect your own love. Maybe that's the answer. Everybody's gonna die anyway, right? Just save yourself and your baby, right? So maybe it's the answer is 3. He's gonna pick.
どうしてシャノンの名がここにあるんだ。
2番目の選択肢にはそのものが最も必要とする愛する者の名が。
Well, his parents are dead, so yeah, that makes sense. That tracks.
ジェシカへのテストの2番にはカノンって書かれているはずだわ。
このバカな問
They're not
題を
even dating, dude. Kenan and Jessica aren't even dating. Like Kenan rejected her pretty much, right? At least Shannon and George are dating.
ジェシカのことなんかどうでもいいでしょ。今試されているのはあなた実に簡単な3択だわ。他の2つのためにどれを捨てられるかということよ。簡単でしょ。それでも決まらないならコインでも貸してあげようかしら。
コイン2面しかないものでどうやって3択を。
自分の命を捨てられるものがとなればおのずと残る選択肢は2つになる。
Makes sense.
愛する者のために全ての人間を諦めるか。
That's a tough decision, though, right? Just kill all my family members just to save a girl that I just started dating, right? Maybe not.
一人でも多くを救うために
Is he that hard up?
愛す
Maybe
る
he will.
一人を
You
諦
don't
める。
know.
どっちにももっともらしい大義名分がつけられるわ。だって今やこの六軒島は悪魔の島ですよね。人間の世界の甘ったるい慣れ合いなんて必要ないの。誰も責めないわ。あなたの心の赴くままに後ろ宮家の家督を継ぐにふさわしい資格が自らにあるかを問いながら。いいえ、自らが後ろ宮家当主であると思って選択なさい。
Well, definitely would pick number 3 at that point. Fuck everybody else. It's just me and Shannon versus the world at that point. If you're the Ushiromiya head, that's what you pick. That's what you definitely would pick.
に
Jessica crumpled the letter up and threw it on the floor, and then fucking spat on it and then lit it on fire.
お怒りはごもっともと思いますよ。私も非常にお気の毒で、それでいて実に滑稽な出題だと思います。
自分から死にたいと願う人間なんているもんか。そして愛する人の命を見捨てて生き残りたいと思う人間なんているもんか。そして自分たちだけ良ければ他の人間全てを見殺しにできる人間なんているもんか。
Yeah, but what's the best option out of all those three, though? For you? Number 3, right? Definitely number 3. You ain't killing yourself, you ain't killing the person you love, but hey, everybody else can die, right? Fuck everybody else. I mean, sucks to be them, but it's not me, right?
いいえ、ジェシカさん。
Anybody but me. You're playing CBS Survivor? Anybody but me, right? I don't give a damn if I had to backstab my best fucking ally. Anybody but me, right? That's it. Or my bestie.
いても良いのでございますよ。ここは六軒島、悪魔の島。今や人間の世界から完全に切り取られ、魔界に
Dunking on these fools, dunking on them. Like cheese fondue, dunking on them.
人の世の価値観など次の燃えないゴミの木に出してしまいますと。ですからどうかジェシカ様が心より欲するものを自分にお選びください。その結果残ったものがこの狂った今宵にふさわしきジェシカ様の回答となりましょう。
ふざけるな。こんなのどれも選べるものかよ。
いずれも選ばねば上記のすべてを失う立派な第四の選択肢でございます。それを選ばれるならまた一興でございましょう。ただそれを選び 結局自らの命を落とされるなら潔く一番
You're not gonna pick it. Oh yeah, might as well pick one.
他の二つを救われた方が全てはジェシカ様の選択に委ねられます。
Don't wimp out. You gotta pick something.
どうぞ後宮家の後継ぎにふさわしい回答とその信念をお聞かせくださいませ。このロマンで親方様の血を引きし末裔にふさわしき素晴らしい回答を心より期待いたしております。
That kills each other, right? And they cancel each other out. It's like the so this year Survivor has these advantage challenges. So basically, if everybody picks that they want to risk their vote, then nobody gets the advantage, and they all lose their vote. But if two people pick, oh yeah, I'm gonna risk my vote, and then the one person says I'm gonna protect my vote, that one person protects his vote, they can still vote for the tribal council later on. But the other two get an advantage because they risked their vote, and they got somebody else to not risk their vote. So basically, if they both risk everybody else's lives, then they both kill each other. That's what it seems like right now. The same way as Survivor set up. So that's actually a trap. They both pick 3 to risk everybody else's lives, and they're gonna risk each other's lives and pretty much end up killing Jessica and George at the same time. But they don't know this yet, probably. I would have figured it out real quick. Okay, you probably shouldn't pick 3. At that point, you need to pick 2. So, unless you want to just kill yourself and save your person you're not even dating in Jessica's case. She's not even dating Cannon, but she wants to save him, pick 1. If not, only other choice is 2, because picking 3 is a trap. So you gotta pick 2. Fuck Cannon, right? You can get 10 more Cannons in the future. Hire another fucking servant, bam, you got another boyfriend. I mean, that's pretty much what this is, right? She doesn't meet any other guys because she goes to all-girls school, so the only male servant that's her age she falls in love with, right? Come on, dude, it's not real love. The scene was being observed through a magic crystal ball being held by Kenzo. Kenzo finally couldn't hold it back. Spreading his arms and facing the heavens, he began laughing in an explosive voice. Hey! He's loving it, dude.
何を迷うか、愚かなる孫たちよ、我が末裔たちよ。即答できる簡単な問題ではないか。朝のトーストにバターを塗るかジャムを塗るかより迷わぬ選択であるというのに。
I fucking butter my bread faster than you all make this decision, goddammit.
お前たちには正しい答えがわかるか?
Do you people know the correct answer? Let me see. He turned and stared wide-eyed at the Chancellor sisters who had... Okay, that's a little too fast. He turned and stared wide-eyed at the Chancellor sisters who had been faithfully standing in wait behind him.
愚か者め、選べもせぬとはな。ゲームオーバー。
Game over, dog.
自らの生きる理由も目的も見出せん愚かなウサギめ。貴様など誰にも気づかれずに踏みつぶされて生を終えるあれ一匹ほどの価値もないわ。死ね、潰れろ。私が瞬きしている間に消えてなくなれ。
You're gonna have to ease up on 45 now. He's my girl, alright? You need to fucking calm down, Kenzo. He's awesome.
お前はどうか。
私は一番の自分の命を生贄とするであります。
Wrong, wrong, wrong.
武具は戦い、知ってこそであります。
Wrong.
そして武具は敵を撃ち滅ぼし、味方を守るために
that might be the right answer, I guess.
愛する者たちを守って死ねるなら本望であります。
おお、武具らしい実に見事な模範解答よ。即答、大いに結構。そう答えれば人参が一本余計にもらえると教えられてきたのか。違うよな。 それすらも違うよな。そう聞かれたらそう答えようと、お前はただ吹き込まれた通りに答えたに過ぎない。
410 has the answer.
お前も今のウサギと同じだ。自分の生きる理由と目的を未だに見出せずに生きている。生きる価値なきクズめ。貴様など潰されて他の家畜の餌にでもなるのがお似合いよ。
Alright. He's up off of 00, dog. What the fuck's wrong with you? What's wrong with him and Chester, sorry? I mean, Dear Maria's furniture, of course, but he's over here browbeating them. Come on, dude. They're the ones that killed all these people for you. He's gonna be browbeating these bitches. Come on now.
家畜の餌光栄であります。
違うだろう。
I mean, she is kind of like, well, his point's made. She's just saying, yes, yes, sir. May have another. After he fucking just, tongue lashed her.
もう誰も死ぬところを見たくないんだろう。それがなぜ認められるのか。認めろよ。お前の古傷の奥の奥が未だに産んで腐っていることを。不臭にて鼻が曲がりそうであるわ。愚かなる腐れウサギめ。お前にはこれが褒め言葉である。
What?
ありがとうございます。
Okay.
さて、最後のお前はどうか。この三択から何を選ぶ？
迷うことなく当然2番であります。
Nobody chose 3? I think 3 was the right answer. But only if the other person doesn't pick 3 again. Otherwise it's 2. So, it's probably the best answer out of all of them. Especially for Jessica, because, come on now, you're not even dating Kanan. Go ahead and kill Kanan. Oh.
2番か。愛する者を生贄に捧げることを胸を張って選べる者は多くない。
She's gonna say love is a weakness, probably.
訳を聞かせよ。
愛する者はいつかいなくなるからです。愛する者がいなければ傷つかないし、いなくてもいつかまた誰かを愛するかもしれない。
That's probably what he's thinking, but we'll see.
だから今愛してる者なんて大した価値はないのです。
I think 3 is the right answer, but again, everybody's gonna pick 3, so that means you're gonna kill yourself eventually either way.
にひ
Nihi?
なるほど。それでそういう回答になるわけか。愛に傷ついたがゆえに臆病になったウサギよ。ウサギは寂しさで死ぬと聞いたが、お前の心は一体いつ殺されたというのか。
That's true. That's actually true.
ならばウサギよ、問いを変えよう。2番の選択肢を愛するものではなく、そなたが愛したものの思い出に変えようではないか。どうかこれでももう一度選べるか。何が愛してるものに大した価値はないだ、愚かなウサギよ。自らの愛の深さにも向かい合えぬクズめ。選んでみよ。愛したものを忘れられると選んでみよ。選べるだろう。選べるものな。ほら、選べるって言ってみろよ。
選べるであります。選べるであります。
Nah, she can't.
ゴールドスミス卿、それくらいでどうかお許しを。
もうよいわ、クズウサギどもめ。お前たちはワルギリアのところへ行き、力しえよ。
The Chester sisters, their old emotional wounds gouged. The superior is still running away. After that, even though there was no one left to hear him, Keen's continued talking as though continuing to play.
と がテストなわけだ。実のところを言えばこれが正解という選択肢はない。むしろどの答えであろうともよどみなく素早く、そして確固たる信念と揺るがぬ強き自らの意志で選べるかどうか、その理由と意志の方が重要なのだ。私はそれを知りたいのだよ。ああ、我が末裔たちよ、お前たちはどのような答えを見せてくれるのか実に楽しみだ。私かああ、もちろん同じ問いを突きつけられたことがあったとも。その悪魔の問いに見事答えたからこそ私は黄金と名誉とあの魔女を我が物とすることができたのだよ。私が選んだ答えはどれか言うまでもないよな。
Great fucking voice acting.
さてそろそろ答えは決まりましたでしょうか。
She's picking two. Maybe. You might be picking one because she's a bitch. She's a low self-esteem bitch. And Jessica stared at the crushed letter which lay on the floor. She hung her head in constant silence. Gotta pick something. As that filled the room, all that filled the room was the sound of the wind and the rain and the rustling of the treetops. Regardless of how noisy that was, it simply made the silence more apparent. Ronove waited for Jessica's answer. However, Jessica didn't speak. And whether she was deep in thought or had stopped thinking, Ronove couldn't tell. No, he might actually have known. But cruelly like a demon, Ronove urged Jessica to voice it.
どれも選べないというなら、そのお命、せめて痛みがないよう。
せよ。
What? What did you say? What?
はい。
What did you say? Hi?
聞こえかねました。
Hi?
もう一度お願いできますか。
Jessica lifted her face and looked straight into Ronove's eyes. It seemed that she had decided on her answer.
殺せよ。
I told you. I told you. Number one, I told you. That's what Jessica's gonna do. Can't bring herself to kill a dude she just met, basically. Which is the right answer, number two. And like I said, you could pick three, but then you would think the other person would pick three. George would pick three, which would kill them both either way. Because if you sacrifice everybody else includes her on his side and includes him on her side. So you can't pick three and be selfish if you think the other person's going to pick three. So only other choice is for her to kill herself. She doesn't have the guts to kill Kanan. So, well, there it is. Jessica said it one more time clearly. Perhaps Ronove imagined from the very beginning that this would be the answer. Without any surprise, he smiled lightly and nodded.
ジェシカ様ならそのお答えを選ぶと思っておりま
Yeah,
した。
everybody knew that. Everybody thought.
さて
We all knew it.
このテストはどの選択肢が正解不正解というものではありません。重要なのはどのような考えを経てその答えに至った。さあジェシカ様のそして次期当主としての心構えを持って。
別に死にたくて1番目を選んだわけじゃないぞ。2番のカノン君を死なせること。
Right answer.
こんなのもちろん論外。
She doesn't. Dude. You don't love this guy. Like, oh my god. Okay, there's a couple reasons why she clearly doesn't love Kanan. We can't really go into it because of spoilers. But plain as day, this guy's a servant that never gave her the time of day until like the last couple weeks of not October, the month before October, September. Sorry. So September they started noticing each other, right? And he went to her school festival. Basically, he's a fucking servant of her family. That's all. That's the entire relationship they have. Like they're not dating. They don't have any kind of like, they didn't exchange promise rings or anything like that. No, they didn't go out. They haven't gone out on one date, literally. But she loves him? What? She's gonna kill herself for him? What? No, that's the wrong decision. That's the wrong decision.
だから除外。3番のその他みんなの命。こんなのもちろん論外。
My answer is 2.
だから除外。そしたら1番目の選択肢しか
You're
残
gonna kill
らない。
yourself? What? First of all, it's not even gonna be happy with that decision. He'd be happier to be the furniture and to be killed for her. Obviously, right? If you actually knew him, you would pick 2. Again, she doesn't know him very well, right? So.
消去法ですか。積極的にお選びになったわけではない。
That's not going to satisfy Kinzo. After chuckling slightly, Ronove dropped his gaze. Not very impressive. A human couldn't even imagine what kind of answer a demon would have been hoping for. All she could understand was that this is apparently slightly below Ronove's expectations. Yeah.
悪くはありませんが、
Not a good one.
良くもない回答です。
It is definitely not a good one.
60点というところでしょう
I would have given her a 40, dog. You're generous.
少し失望しましたよ。
自信を持って選べみたいなこと言っておいて、そうしてやったら
It's
失
not
望とは
self-confidence. It's stupid.
自分勝手な野郎だぜ。
That's the wrong answer. Wrong, wrong, wrong.
消去法というだけではないようですね。いずれにせよ落第点ですが、もう少しお考えがあるようだ。伺いましょう。
死にたくないさ。だから1番なんて誰だって選びたくない。人は幸せに生きたくて生の限りをあがいてるんだぜ。だから本当はまず1番目なんてありえないはずなんだ。
しかしあなたは1番目の選択肢、自分の命を捨てることを選んだ。その選択肢しか。
一応それぞれの選択肢を選んだ後の未来のことを考え。
ほう、
That's a better answer.
いかがでしたか。
まずカノン君を死なせてみた。私は自分の大好きな人を見捨ててまで生きる残りの生涯を
Don't
想
love
像して
him.
みた。
You don't love him.
それはどんな生涯でしたか。
生きるにも値しない最低の女だった。いつまでも自らの選択を悔やみ、ただ後悔だけのために生きるみすぼらしい女だった。大好きな人を見捨てて生きることを選んだ最低の女なんて私には
Oh,
許
that's
せな
fair,
い。
though. That's fair.
私が自ら引導を渡してやる。
So she's saying it. If she picked 2, it would have been 1 either
勇
way.
ましい。では3番目の選択肢も考えられたのでは。
あ、私とカノン君以外の全員を死なせても見た。カノン君はそんな私を好きになるはずはない。そして私もまたいくらカノン君がいてもそのために見捨てた大勢の命が生涯十字架となってのしかかってきた。
And just have some kids, you'll forget about it, right? Just repopulate the earth, so to speak. You're good to go. Everybody else that died is fucking bastard anyway, right? And your family. Maybe not badly, maybe not free. Everybody else. Not a big loss.
そしてその十字架はカノン君にまでのしかかった。私はカノン君に十字架を背負わせるために愚かな選択肢を選んだりはしない。
That's stupid too because it's not in your power. You're not in control here. They're forcing you to make a decision. So out of those 3 options, the third option is the best option. Not 2, not 1. But oh well.
もしそんなことをする私がいたなら、私はその未来の
Not
私
your
を
fault.
許さない。
Definitely, you're not the one killing him. It's this dude, this magical dude, and your fucking grandfather who's dead. He's the one killing him, not you. You're just forced to make a gun to your head decision, basically.
その女に
So
も
he's looking at it the wrong way.
私が引導を渡してやる。
Yeah, yeah. She can't be helped at that point. 60, I still give her 40, sir. You probably want to give her a little bit more for that. Maybe 70 now. Jessica pictured it in her mind. The future her, beyond each of the 3 choices. There are 3 Jessicas. Of the 3, 2 had regrets. Only one could hold her head high and smile at Canon.
私さ、
When she kills herself, commits the ultimate sin. That's the only one, really? Okay.
生意気にもカノン君に説教したことがあるぜ。自分の人生を思い切り生きてみろ。
自分の人生を思い切り生きる。味わいある言葉で
That
す
she's
ね。
not following at all.
それは意外にとても難しいものです。
It's easy to say, right?
だからさ、私が胸を張ってカノン君に見せなきゃならないんだよ。胸を張ってお天道様を真正面から見て思い切り笑顔でいられる生き方ってやつを。
あなたの自己犠
For the next 10
牲
seconds
をカノン
before
は
you
受
get
け入れ
killed.
られるでしょうか。あなたの身勝手な選択が余計に彼を傷つけてしまうことには
だから伝言を頼みたい。
No messages allowed.
ほう、お聞きはしますが、何しろ私は悪魔です。約束は守らないかもしれませんよ。
守って約束。
Jessica spoke that looking quite unconcerned. She had asked the demon who was about to take her life to pass on a message, but she wasn't thinking for a moment that she would be betrayed. After that extremely innocent smile, Runabe closed his eyes slightly and shrugged his shoulders.
いいでしょう。それで彼に何と伝えればよろしいですか。
カノン君の思いっきりの人生を生きて。
You already told him that.
ちょっと違う。カノン君のじゃない。本当の名前は未だに教えてもらえないけど、本当のカノン君の人生を思いっきり生きて、そう伝えて。
お嬢さん。
ジェシカ、お前というやつは。
Unbelievable.
炉の上は気まぐれですから伝言をしなかった可能性もありました。幸運でしたね。私がこの光景を見せていて。
Unless the 3-sided mirror was set beyond the bars, and the scene when Jessica was reflected on it. I don't know who's talking here at this point. That's my Burkenstil voice, I think. Oops. Bernie's not in this scene. We'll continue though. On the next mirror, the scene with George was reflected in the same way. None of them questioned how a 3-sided mirror had appeared from a group of butterflies, or why Jessica and George were reflected in it. Because the reflected sides themselves were more important.
そこまでこいつのために命をも投げ出せるというのか。
申し訳ありません。
Kraus looked at Gannon with a complicated expression that had an awkward smile mixed in. Gannon couldn't meet his eyes.
ワルギリア様、お嬢様が命を落とされることはありません。僕を殺してください。
Well, it's not gonna do anything.
2番目の選択肢に変えてください。
I told you guys. He would want her to pick number 2. He's not gonna be mad about it. That's what he wants. But apparently Jessica doesn't know him very well. So she's thinking that he's gonna be okay with her picking 1. And he's not gonna kill himself right after that. You don't know Kenny very well, do you?
それで全ては丸く収まるは
Too
ずで
late,
す。
dude. It's too late now.
その願いを私に叶えることはできませんよ。これはジェシカの選んだ自らの選択なの。
Suddenly the air split and the chest assistants appeared, flying into my chest.
私だって頑張っているのであります。潰して家畜の餌とかあんまりであります。
Little analog here of see how a goldsmith made these bunny girls cry? The exact same way that Rosa made Maria cry. when Rosa threw, I guess, 556 into the wall, right? Pretty much the same exact thing that happened here. So this is Beatrice retelling it because these are the people that are involved in that same scene. Except for Goldsmith, of course. Goldsmith's not there. Still without a clue what was going on, Virgilia was smothered by the sobbing Chester sisters.
はいはい、大丈夫ですよ、大丈夫ですよ。泣かないで、泣かないで。美味しいお紅茶を入れてあげますからね。お前たち、ここの見張りを任せます。不審な真似をしたらすぐに知らせるのですよ。
The gold attendants all looked at each other and nodded their heads. Oh, don't leave these guys in charge. These go boy idiots. That's not going to work too well. Virgilia took the Chester sisters and left. The sound of people going up a set of stairs could be heard, so they had probably gone up to an upper floor.
チャンスだわ。
Exactly. Kyrie knows.
このヤギ頭ども
Go
は頭が
boys
悪
are
いん
stupid
だ。
as fuck. She's already seen these guys, you know, getting led by their fucking tail earlier, so they know. It's time to go.
うまく騙せないかしら。
Hell yeah, you can. She may have realized that an opportunity had arrived, but she still hadn't thought of a way to break the metal bars. Maybe those Go Boys can. Jessica reflected on the three-sided mirror, closed her eyes, as though she had given up. The way she had both hands stuck into her pockets, wanting to be defiant until the very end, might have been her own kind of aesthetics.
私の言い分は以上だ。殺せよ。
わかりました。
Very well.
それではご安心を。あなたへの死はどんな眠りよりも優しく。
He's gonna do the same thing Genji did. The painless death. Do the Vulcan mind touch on the fucking the temple or something. Runabe raised his palm as he slowly approached me. Realizing that his daughter would be killed, Kraus repeatedly body slammed the metal bars, going half mad. The goats looked at Beerus, sneering at our mere human didn't stand a chance at breaking those bars. And true, Kraus's pointless effort might have been comical, but Kraus was giving it everything he had. As Jessica's father, he was living in that moment with everything he had, so that he could save her. Ganon made tight fist with both hands. If he used his cursed power, he might be able to cut through even metal bars. But there were a full 3 goats, 3 billy goats, gruff. There was no way he could defeat 3 of them in an instant. It would instantly be reported, and then Virgilia and even the Chester sisters would dash in. Dashingly. Though he may be able to break the bars, he could do nothing more. It was useless. Ganon knew already that the witch was sneering at that kind of useless effort. Though he could do nothing but stare at Kraus's repeated body slams. Fuck George, dude. Shannon, who'd been looking at the 3-sided mirror, let out a voice. They looked to see that George, who had been silent this whole time, has raised his head. It seemed that George had also decided on the answer. So George, if he picks 3, he's being smart because Jessica already gave up that choice. So 3 is the only good option now. You can pick 1 or 2, but 3 is the best option. Again, there are no right or wrong answers though, but 3 is the answer that will leave him alive and leave Shannon alive. So everybody else dies, of course, but oh well. It's not his problem, right? He's not the one killing him, right?
君の答え。
ああ、決まったよ。
それ。
あ
あ。なら、ああ、ちなみに、ジェシカはどうも自分の命を差し出すことを選んだようよ。まさか、優柔不断な君も同じ答えを選んだって言うんじゃないでしょうね。
ジェシカはジェシカの答えを出したのさ。それがどの選択であろうとも、それはジェシカの答えだ。僕の答えに何も干渉しないよ。
そうなら改めて聞くわ。以下に掲げる3つのうち2つを得るために1つ、1、2、3 あなたが選んだのはまさかジェシカと同じ一番？
Hell no.
違うね。
へえ。
Gap looked a little surprised because he had thought that a timid-looking man like this would never choose any other option.
ならよかったわ。私にとって一番退屈な選択肢が外れてくれてよかった。じゃあまさかとは思うけどシャノンの命を見捨ててみせる。
You know he's whipped. He ain't gonna do that.
まさか今夜まさに婚約指輪を贈ろうという相手をどうして僕が。
これは大胆だわ。それが君の答えなの。
そうさ、僕の答えは3番さ。
George had chosen the third choice. Everyone else's lives. What did I tell you guys? You follow George, everybody's gonna die. He doesn't give a fuck, right? I told you. Was I lying? Yeah, fuck everybody else. We're gonna just kill you and make sure Shannon lives. Make sure I lived. Because I'm not giving up my life. I ain't giving up Shannon's life. I'm giving up your lives. Yeah, just follow me to your death. That's what he does. It's classic George. Even Gop hasn't been able to imagine that answer. She had been sure that he'd choose number one, just like Jessica. So she became interested in how he had reached that answer. How he had reached an answer that had defied the imagination of the 33rd ranked demon of the 72.
聞かせてほしいわ。自分と愛する婚約者だけが無事で、それ以外の全てを犠牲にできる境地というのも
It's a greedy fuck.
聞かせてほしいわ。
That's easy.
あなたもジェシカと同じで消去法というやつ？
違うね。はっきりこれしか僕には選択肢がないのさ。
自分さえ良ければいいと？愛する女と引き換えに世界を犠牲にできると？
Jealous. I mean, selfish, sorry, yeah.
君は何を言っているんだい？
何？
George faced the demon as he spoke, looking at her almost in disbelief.
僕は今夜ここにシャノンを呼び出し、婚約の証である指輪を渡すつもりだった。僕とシャノンの婚約を祝福しない者もきっと多いだろう。僕は彼女との婚約を宣言することで親族全てを敵に回すと僕にはあるんだよ。この島に訪れたその時から。いや違う、彼女に婚約したいと打ち明けたその時からね。
結婚さえできれば他の何もかも犠牲にできると？
結婚とは自分は生涯妻の味方であり続けるということだ。僕にはその時点で彼女のために世界の全てを敵に回す覚悟があるんだ。
Pussy whipped! Pussy whipped! Sorry. Little clamp to my pussy whipped in my throat. Pussy whipped. These words through the three-sided mirror also reached Shannon's ears. And his determination reached her eyes. Shannon certainly had arranged with George that tonight she would be given an engagement ring. Then this incident had occurred and she hadn't been able to receive the ring. Let me just point out something real quick. And this has always happened in every episode. Hell of an interesting timing, right? That all this should happen the night that Shannon's supposed to get engaged to George. You would almost think that there's something related to that, right? There's something that happens. Something, dastardly happens every time. Right before George is able to, present the engagement ring to Shannon every time, right? And somebody dies instead. So it never happens. It almost is like somebody doesn't want this event to happen, right? In every episode that you've seen so far. So this is the fourth time this has happened. As soon as Shannon gets, on the cusp of being engaged to George, people start dying left and right. Like, it's almost a little too convenient, right? That this happens every time. Let's think about that. Maybe somebody doesn't want them to get married, right? Maybe. Could be. But now, even though it wasn't in the form of a ring, Shannon had received something even greater. Even greater than a ring of engagement. As proof of that, a single tear with the same sparkle as a diamond is stripped down. He's prostrated himself for Shannon and been a bitch boy for Shannon. God likes it.
それはなんとも振るった答えだことね。 なるほど。よく考えたら君にこれは気
I
楽
mean,
な
if
選
you're,
択
if
肢
you're
だ。
pussy whipped, you're gonna pick that every time, right? Yeah, let's kill everybody else. I just want me and my wife. Yeah, fuck everybody else, right? We ain't caring about nobody else. That's the way I gotta live.
だって
More power to you,
君の
buddy.
両親は第一の晩にすでに殺されちゃってるんだもん
He got
ね。
nobody left other than Shannon.
今さら君にとって死んで困る人間は誰もいない。なるほどね。
Easy answer.
これは
何とでも言うがいい。これが僕の、そして僕の次期当主としての覚悟だ。
That's definitely more than the 60 that Jessica got. Spock enjoyed Josias' brilliance and chop. For just an instant, Gob felt the same sense of intimidation that Kingzo exuded, and was slightly overpowered.
なるほど。ゴールドスミスと同じ答え。君もあどけなさそうな顔して。
Yep. So that's
将来
confirmation that he
と
made
ん
the
だ
same
悪
answer.
魔になるわけね。
Again, if you remember Kingzo's history, he inherited the entire Usurnia fortune. Pretty much after the war, killed the rest of the. He was in the branch family of Usurnia, so he wasn't going to get anything basically. But then the war killed all of the original Usurnia clan, and he was the only one left alive. So pretty much, if he ever made a deal with the witch to kill everybody else but him, that would be the results basically. So, and he quickly became rich after the war ended, somehow, some way, because allegedly he got the gold from the witch before the war was over, and that's how he started his fortune. So apparently some kind of deal was made with him and the witch, and they're saying here in this episode that it was the 3 choices that he gave to all of his offspring, their bastard children, the same 3 choices he got from Beatrice, and he picked 3. That's what Gap is saying. He picked killing everybody else to save myself and my wife. So,
なんだ
you can take that for what it's worth.
私たち
Remember, this is all fucking
と
fake.
て
It's
も
not
うまく
happening.
やれそうじゃ
So,
ない。
Gap's not even something that exists in this world, so. Not happening. Not happening,
君
guys.
がゴールドスミスの後を継ぐ。そしてやがては私は召喚され君に仕えることもあるかもしれない。
No, they're treating George like the next coming, right? Jessica probably made the wrong answer, right?
それも案外面白いかもしれないね。
Gab needed to change her opinion of George. This man bore a determination and resolve unimaginable from his outward appearance, and had not adopted that just now, but had possessed it since the very beginning.
僕には今すぐ当主を継承する覚悟がある。いや違うね。君はこのテストを当主として考えろと言った。だから僕は自分が当主であると前提して答え、いやそれすら違う。当主そのものとして考えた。僕は今後宮家の当主なんだ。
見事だわ。そこまで言えるなんてね。君はどうやらかなりの大物だわ。バトラとマリアのテストはまだだけど、私は君が合格でいい気がする。でもその答えがかけねなしの本当のものならね。
She already said it, man. He only picked that option because his parents are already dead. He would have never picked it if it meant him killing Hideyoshi and Eva. Because they're already dead, he was easily picking 3 at that point. Like, isn't that fucking resolve? It's fucking luck. That's all that is.
僕の覚悟を
Yeah, I doubt it.
疑うというのか。
We all doubted George. Fucking pansy bitch.
君が選んだ選択肢を実行できる？
Yeah, can you kill people? I want to see you kill them with their bare hands.
今すぐ自らの手でこの島に存在する全ての命を生贄に捧げることができる？
Good question.
自らの手でよ。
できるね。その覚悟はあると僕は何度も言っている。
Put your money where your mouth is, you lying bastard. Let's see.
ならば今すぐゲストハウスに戻る。 バトラとマリアを殺しなさい。
Let's go.
それが終わったら他の人質たちを連れてきてあげる。君の手でシャノン以外の全員をその目の前で処刑してみせるのよ。できるんでしょ？
No, he
で
can't.
きるね。僕の覚悟は君程度のそれとは
You
レ
talk
ベ
to
ル
me,
が違う。
But this is George we're talking about. He ain't gonna do it. He ain't gonna do shit.
ならば実行しなさい。全てに死を。新しき後ろ宮家の当主としてこの血塗られた儀式の遂行を。
Let's go, buddy.
了解したよ。実行する。僕は今やもう。
ええ、そうよ。自らの手でその玉座を赤く染めなさい。
Game of Thrones, baby. We're gonna have a red wedding over here, guys. That's what this is all about.
君は悪魔たちを滑る魔界の王となる。
God was now sure. This man was truly fitting to succeed Kingzo's madness. Was he? Was he though? He ain't gonna do this. He ain't gonna do this shit.
火を嵐鳴らせ
Watch him
ばいい。
flake. Watch him flake out.
新しき魔王の誕生を祝うがいい。悪魔の島は今新しい王を迎えた。
In response to the demons' call, the tempest raged more and more. Then a massive lightning bolt fell, its tearing thunder and brilliant light, creating the feeling of just a moment of silence. Flakadoom! Babababoosh!
でさ、その殺害の順番だけど、僕が決めていいわけだよ
Oh, he
ね。
has two fingers. Two fingers.
どうぞご自由に。あなたの御心の赴くままに。
Oh, I know what he's gonna do. He's gonna attack. Okay, you're first, bitch.
とりあえずさ、その一番目が君になるわけだけど、
No, he didn't have the guts. He wasn't gonna kill no fucking Maria, no battler. Lying bastard. What? Huh? What a cop-out answer, right? Oh, I'm gonna kill you first, then. So we can fucking hide his fucking killings. What a fucking pansy. Cause the wind blew, stirring up George's jacket as though it was a cloak. It was very much like the cloak worn by the head. It definitely gave the same impression of grandeur. And at that time, Gob certainly saw the storm wiped away and the sky covered with a pure white and vast full moon. Bearing the full moon on his back, the man who called himself the new head sneered at the demon. At the demon!
後ろ宮家親族の全ての命さえも今や僕の財産だ。それに損害を出してくれた賠償、安くは済まないよ。まさか僕の両親に夏日おばさん、ルドルフおじさん、ローザおばさん、そして源氏さんの命を奪っておいて、この僕が見逃すと本気で思ってるのかい。
生意気よ。
Emphasis on little, right? So he gave a phony answer, basically. He wasn't prepared to kill everybody. Its entire reasoning was, I'm gonna kill her first, and I'm gonna go ahead and kill grandfather next. And everybody else that was on grandfather's side, and then we're gonna like not kill the people and just tell them that we're gonna kill him. So of course, he gave a phony answer. So Jessica gave a bad answer, and then George gave a phony answer, basically. So they both fail, in my opinion. If I'm Kingzo, quote unquote, not really Kingzo, he's not there. None of these scenes are happening in real life, but if I were him, I would give them both failing grades. As Renove is already done. Renove had been intending to press his palm against Jessica's chest and stop her heart. But a short distance away, his hand had stopped. Oh, she's gonna fight him too. On the carpet at their feet, plop plop. Small red flowers bloomed one after another, plop plop. The seed of those flowers had fallen down from high above, all the way from Jessica's fist, held up as though to strike the heavens. What happened? Rondeve's nose was stained red with spurting blood. We got a new song here, guys. Open fire. And those drops were dripping onto the carpet.
ちなみにさっきのは乙女としての回答
That's a fighting meeting, right?
次期当主としての回答は別だぞ。
お伺いします。
大好きな人も家族親族もみんな私が守る。
That's a better answer, right? But then basically you're picking number 4 at that point.
私が当主ならそれは私の責務だ。お父さんは威張ってるだけじゃない。私や母さんを守ってた。後ろ宮家を受け継ぐ重圧ってやつと何十年も戦ってた。だから分かるさ、次期当主ってのはな。だからさ、捨てられるんだ。自分の命くらい。
Jessica knew. She knew that her father, in order to protect his family, was even now bluffing and fighting a solitary fight. Jessica understood something that his back had been telling her. Another straight left was buried into Ronovich's face. That mighty strike wasn't due to just the brass knuckles she was using. Oh, she has brass knuckles one, of course. It was a strike of a person, a family head that could throw away everything in order to protect.
父さんが次期当主の資格を失ったなら順当に次の当主は私が継承するぜ。後ろ宮家当主、これ以上好きにさせるほどふぬけちゃいねえぜ。
素晴らしい回答。先ほどの点数を改めましょう。その回答に10点プラス。
There you go, get a 70.
見事な左ストレート。
ってことはあと20点プラスで100点満点だな。
Okay. Ronovi backed up away from her and violently wiped away the blood pouring from his nose. It had become not blood, but petals of a red rose. Rona's face was wiped off, and in its place was a grin from a great delight, which he had last felt so many centuries ago that he could no longer remember just how long it had been.
ジェシカ様の覚悟、満点に値するかどうか、このロノフへ試させていただきますよ。
There you go.
うせえぜ、かかってきやがれ。
おいで奈落へ。
Anyway, she has the portal powers. Remember, she has teleportation powers. It's gonna be an uphill battle for Georgie boy. Beneath George's feet, the pitch black pit suddenly opened its mouth wide. Of course, George had no way of resisting. After being swallowed up by it, George fell out of a pitch black hole that had opened up in the ceiling of the arbor. As George fell down, he was hit sharply in the guts like a persistent bee strike by a reverse roundhouse kick from a stiletto heel. That kind of hurts, man. You get a stiletto heel roundhouse in the gut. You're not getting up from that, probably. Launched out of the arbor, the instant George thought he was about to be swallowed up by a rose bush. Another pitch black hole opened and swallowed George up. So she teleported him. He appeared as he was falling down, did the roundhouse kick in the gut. As he was falling over into the rose bush, another hole appeared. Bam. And now he's like teleported somewhere else. And she's gonna kick him again probably when he gets out. He's busting his ass open right now. I love it. I'm loving it. I'm just loving it. And the pitch black hole opened up there and swallowed George up. And this time, the pitch black hole opened up in front of Gap at her feet, spitting a defenseless George out of it. Uh-oh. That time, Gap had already finished the preparatory motions for the next reverse roundhouse kick. Yes. I'm loving it. What you get, George? Thought you were the shit, boy. You got you in the next fucking head? That's what you get, bitch. Broke his glasses open. I heard it. Right side of the head, below the right's armpits, side of the right's knee, as Gap danced and spun like a small cyclone, floating like a butterfly, sting like a bee. She kept hitting him. Right foot, left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot, left foot, with successive roundhouse kicks. And the fourth one became a sweep, cutting George's feet out from under him and making him fall down. And of course, there was no floor there, but the pitch black hole, and George swallowed up once again. He getting his ass worked. Gap once again spun around like a small cyclone. George likewise was once again spat out from the ceiling of the arbor.
食らって噛み締めなさい。奈落の終点が一撃。
That's what you get, boy, from talking all that shit. Talking all that shit, George. What's up? Where you at, boy? Is that the killing blow? The sharp strike of the queen bee pierced the heavens like a rising cyclone. It kicked through George's abdomen as he fell from the ceiling. Ouch. Then time froze. George was pinned in midair by a Gap's raised leg. Damn. Still pinned in midair, George moaned. Then Gap, with George still hung from up on her foot, grinned.
認めてあげる。君の態度だけは一人前よ。でも力が伴わなきゃダメだわ。
Weak ass bitch.
知ってる？この世を滑るには3つの力が必要だそうよ。1つは権力、1つは財力、最後は何か知ってる？
Might makes right, baby.
本で読んだよ。暴力だろ。
正解。君にはそれが足りないわ。
Yo, weak ass. Gap finally released George by kicking him upwards one more time, adding in another roundhouse kick and smashing him into a pillar. Sit your ass down, boy. Bonica boy. The Bonica boy.
権力を伴わない王者にも財力を伴わない王者にも
That's right.
金蔵はその3つを兼ね備えたわ。
Here's that.
だからこそ暴君として君臨した。
Like, look at you, Bonica boy. Look at you. In the rain, drenched, getting your ass kicked by this girl in the fucking leotard. Look at you.
君も金蔵の後継者を名乗るならばその貫禄を見せてごらんなさい。
Show me. Where's it at? Where's that? Where's the majesty at? It's not George. Where's it at? It's gotta be somebody else, right?
ほら、
Jessica's doing
い
better
つ
than
ま
you,
で
boy.
寝ているの？立ちなさい。
Send your ass up, boy.
じゃないとまた落ちるわよ。
There we go. Back to the real fight here. George can't put up a fucking fight to save his life.
悪くない動きですよ。しかしレディーには少々ふさわしくないかと存じます。
Very suitable for George, though, right? You get me?
いやー
Asshole!
ひょろひょろとちょっこまかと反撃してこねえのかよ。なめてんのか
Whoa.
うぜえやつ。
She called him a douche? I like how the camera tracks me now. Ho! 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 Got a little TV in the background. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I like it. Got a new, I don't know if the guys told you this. I told you this. GeForce RTX 3070 Ti, baby. New graphics card. New pretty much new computer rig. So I'm able to play like pretty much anything on Steam now. Before I had trouble running Dead by Daylight and some other games. Tekken 7 was always a chore for me to run. I had to severely scale down all my options, my graphics and shit. Now it's fucking shit. I can do anything basically with my computer. I love it. So after I finish these question arcs, I'm definitely going to be going on to another game. It's going to be probably a graphically intensive game, and I probably will be doing some Dead by Daylight. I want to get into that game a little bit, especially before the end of October. I'm going to want to be playing that game for the Halloween season. Just, here and there. Nothing like, I'm not going to be a daily Dead by Daylight streamer or anything like that. That's a little too much motivation. That's a little too much effort for me. I'm only like maybe once or twice a week streamer, so this is just a hobby for me, guys. But I do the games that I like to have fun with, and I definitely wanted to finish this game before Halloween. So when this is done, and I'm pretty much close to the end of episode 4, I believe. I will be doing something else, something new. Before I jump into the answer arcs, I might jump into that. Maybe this year, probably will be 2022, most likely. because I've done a lot of these visual novel streams, and they're fun. But don't get me wrong, but they are time consuming the way I'm doing them, because I'm doing like maybe 1 or 2 episodes a month, and it takes a while to finish up the episodes that way, right? So I probably won't be starting any answer arcs until next year, most likely. You know, whenever I get time, basically from work, because I'll be pretty much. I want to be packed from Thanksgiving till New Year's, pretty much. I'm gonna be fucking working 70-hour weeks, most likely, because I was last year. So I have no reason to believe this year will be any different. So we're gonna finish up episode 4, maybe tonight. You know, that's my goal at least. And then we won't be seeing any more of Ropinjima until maybe January 2022. So thanks to you guys for coming along with me on this journey, though. For the meantime, but this will be one of the last streams I'll be doing of Umineko for a while. So enjoy it. Hope you guys enjoy it. I'm gonna enjoy it with another beer. Love these 4th of July. You know how old these things are, right? Because these came out in 4th of July time, and they still have these like special cans made up that are sold in the gas stations and shit. Hey, these are a couple months old, dude. It's not July anymore, right? What the fuck? Like, how come I still get these fucking Stars and Stripes cans? Like, it's gotta be a couple months old, right? At least. I guess you gotta look at the born on date on the 12 packs or the 18 packs, 24 packs, whatever you buy. That tells you when they're born on, aka when they're manufactured. It doesn't tell you when they expire. Of course, it's alcohol. You know, mostly alcohol at least. I mean, it's 4% alcohol, but it is still alcohol. So it does keep for a while, but it keeps for a while if you keep it refrigerated, 1, 2. It keeps for a while if it's not like been sitting out in the sun and shit like that. Like, that's how you get natty ass beer. If you freeze it, or at least you put it in the freezer, you can't really freeze alcohol. You chill it, and then you let it sit out in like non-refrigerated air, and then you try to refrigerate it again. Basically, that's how it gets natty, you know? So it keeps for a long time if you don't do that shit to it. It keeps for a couple months. So, born in July, kept in the fridge since July. It's still good. But yeah, it's been a couple months, dude. And you can tell because of the fucking can design. So. I'll drink that, though. Tastes good to me. Let's get back into the fight here. Jessica just called Ronove a douchebag. Some great translation right there. Not being facetious, it's pretty good. Ronove was dodging skillfully, jumping back and avoiding Jessica's fists. But he still wasn't striking back himself. Because of his agile movements, as swift as a flag whipping around in a strong wind, Jessica's fist wasn't even able to touch him. She's whiffing him, like, you can't touch this, you can't touch this. Amidst the feeling of her blood running hot, Jessica regained her offensive composure. Even though the room was large for a bedroom, it was too small of an area to keep up with such exaggerated dodges for long. She calmly realized that and started using not just her fists, but her legs as well. Mix it up. Mix it up.
ボクシングは腕でやるだけのうちは半人です。腕は熱く吠えたける獅子のように、そして足は冷たく獲物を狙って追い詰める蛇。
Kickboxing, baby.
蛇に足はねえぜ。
That's right. Jessica began cornering Ronove towards the wall with perfect footwork. She wouldn't let him get around her. Ronove's magnificent dodges took flashy, but they needed sufficient room. Once cornered, he wouldn't be able to dodge anymore. Jessica had a good understanding of the special characteristics of her quick weapon, the brass knuckles. This powerful weapon's most notable characteristic was how it didn't let the opponent defend. Even if they blocked with their arm, that arm would receive direct damage. If it hit the wrong way, it might even break the bone. So she pressed him forward. She would block off his escape routes, and then, with this fist, she would shit the demon down.
みんなを捕らえている場所はどこだ。クソジジイのいる場所はどこだ。洗いざらい喋ったらそのヒゲをむしり取るだけで勘弁してやるぜ。
それは困ります。これでもセットに毎朝1時間をかけているのですから。
ギブスの世話になったらそれもできねえな。
Umineko blocked Jessica's lunge fist with his arm. He tried to act as though it was no big deal, but it must have hurt a lot. Jessica grinned. Umineko smiled the same way, but twitched slightly.
なるほど。これを確かに見たいですね。
最終巻泣いて詫びる。
それができませんね。キャラが崩れます。
お前が崩れ落ちるといいぞ。鶴瓶打ちだ。
Jessica's iron fists were pounding into Umineko, but Jessica was startled. The impact felt wrong, and there was the sound of breaking glass. Oh, he did a Kagebunshi no Jutsu. Did a shadow clone with glass. At a glance, it looked like Umineko had caught Jessica's fist with his palm. That wasn't quite true. And Umineko opened his hand, a faint purple glowing barrier. Oh, glass shield appeared there. Okay, that little barrier magic, stopping the attack by a hair's breadth. Nice. Pulling herself together, Jessica struck out with a fist again, but with truly magnificent movements, Umineko caught all of them.
悪魔ですね。
It's got you figured out, girl.
この程度の魔法くらいはそれにしてなかなかやりますね。人間だったら私はここで降参だったでしょう。悪魔だからまだ戦い続けることができる。
おかしな真似を。
Again, using magic as a Deus Ex Machina for this damn story that Beatrice is telling. It's all fake, dude. It's not really happening.
それで終わりですね。
That's literally how she wrote herself out of the corner. And Jessica's died her, but this guy's magical, so she can't beat him.
攻撃を繰り出すばかりでご自身の防御がおろそかではありませんか。
Oops. Ouch. Well, he pounded his palm into Jessica's stomach, stopping abruptly just a fraction away. Jessica was propelled by the purple shield, tumbled backwards and smashed her head on the bed.
人間ごときに私のシールドは破れません。もう二度と私の体に触れることができると思うことです。
Oops.
ならよ、そのシールドごとぶち抜いてやるぜ。
不屈なこと。
You said that the human can't break the shield, didn't he?
その根性。なるほど。もう少しお相手させていただきましょうか。これも試験官の役得です。
砕けろ！
Gap looked down on George, sneering. He was lying face down in the puddle of the rose garden path, like a pathetic little dog. Like a puppy. Not a dog, a puppy. The merciless rain beat down on him, so that it looked like as though even the heavens were mocking the little puppy on the ground.
立ちなさい。
Get your ass up.
また落ちるわよ。
That's right, baby. Better stand your ass up. George stood up shakily. It seemed his spirit hadn't given in, but the damage to his body was fairly significant.
命乞いなさい。君のしていることは
I want you to beg like a dog.
何も選ばない。4番目の選択肢に同じ。君が選んだのは両手両膝をついて詫びれば私への比例を許してあげるわ。そしたら君を地下牢へ案内してあげる。そこで君は愛するシャノンと非力な自分のために他の人質たちを一人ずつ殺していくの。
That's your way out, buddy. Stop trying to be fucking cute. You pick 3, let's go.
できるわよね。
Nah, you can't do it.
その覚悟はあると君は豪語したわ。
George didn't answer. He was a dumbass. He couldn't figure out that she fucking had it planned out from the beginning. And now he's fucking stuck. But his gaze was still obstinately resisting surrender.
あまり強情が過ぎると今度こそ奈落の底の
You're
底
talking to
ま
the
で
stupidest dude in the fucking game. So
落ちる
it's
わ
gonna be
よ。
obstinate till the day he dies. Which is now, probably. You have to do it. You have to kill him. He ain't gonna quit. Gap's strength is undeniable. There was no doubt Shannon's group watching through the three-sided mirror understood that. Probably even more clearly than George himself, because George didn't understand shit. Clearly.
庄司様。
You dumbass.
もうやめて。
Come on down and kill these fools, baby. That's all you gotta
私
do.
なんかのために。
That's all you got to do.
姉さん
Asan, this guy's an idiot. Why do you
私
like
の
him?
ことなんて
Asan.
好きにならなけれ
That's
ば
what he's saying.
ジョージ様は誰とも戦わなくていいんでしょう。
I think it's the other way around. If you didn't fucking fall in love with this dipshit, you wouldn't be in that situation right now. If you fell in love with anybody else other than the dude that you fucking work for at this fucking mansion, you wouldn't even be at this mansion for this fucking family conference, right? You'd be fucking somewhere else. Like, oh, let me get this fucking weekend off, because I'm not dealing with these motherfuckers for a goddamn entire weekend, right? During a typhoon? Fuck no. I'm gonna go with my boyfriend, who's off the fucking island, right? In Tokyo and shit. And then you would be the fucking one, still alive, laughing at these fools being trapped on the goddamn island, right? But no, you gotta fucking fall in love with George? Really? Come on. Anybody but George, dude.
私なんて捨ててくだ
Too
さい。
late now. Too late now.
忘れてください。
You're stuck now, right? There's no way for that voice to reach George. But even so, George answered.
嫌だね、僕は屈服しない。
Sign your death warrant, buddy.
へえ、どうして？
それが僕の覚悟だからだ。僕はシャノンのために全てと戦う。
Pussy whipped. Oh, sorry. Still coughing, guys. Sorry.
そして全てに認めさせ、全てに僕たちを祝福させる。
ねえ、聞かせて。
It's making it really simple, right? Very simple, right?
どうしてあ
You
の
guys
シャ
got
ノ
what
ン
I'm
とか
talking
いう
about?
家具のためにそこまで言えるの？なんなの？ただの出来損ないじゃない。
Well, you don't want to start talking shit about her now. That's gonna give him motivation. Gap. Fall into the gap. Hey, fall into the gap. That's what she likes to say, fall down, right? Hey, that's why she's called Gap. I just got that. Nice pun, nice pun.
給仕一つ満足にできないガラクタ家具だわ。
愛する女性への暴言
And now it's gonna get motivated. You
僕は
fucked
そ
up
れ以
now,
上
Gap.
許さない。
だったら何？
What you gonna do about it, bitch?
気弱な僕ちゃんが
Little
私に
fucking
どう抗ってい
dog?
るのかし
Little
ら。
fucking puppy dog, bitch?
人を愛するとは強さだ。それを知ったから僕は強くなれた。シャノン、僕は君を愛している。
Shannon.
その言葉だけで僕は何度でも立ち上がれるんだ。
Well,
シャノンが
that's what
力
Sims
をよ。
think. I think that love will make him strong.
私に愛を語られても
Reality is, let's see what the reality is, guys.
いや
Yeah.
伝わった。それが愛だからだ。シャノンには今僕の言葉が聞こえているよ。
Does he know that they had the crystal ball bullshit?
そうだと信じられることこそが愛だ。
It's just delusional, that's all, okay? He doesn't know.
こいつ
Finish him off, Gap, let's go.
シャノン、君は家具なんかじゃない。家具だったとしても世界でただ一つの僕だけの家具だ。
He just fucking contradicted himself. You're not furniture, but if you were, you still... It's like O.J. Simpson. I didn't kill her, but if I did it, they write a book about it. This fucking idiot. You just contradicted yourself. If she was, she'd be mine alone. Come on, dude.
生涯 僕と寄り
What
添
a
ってほし
dumbass.
い。
Well, this is what George just does. Georgie boy
僕には
contradicts
君が
himself. He fucking
永遠に必要だ。
says one thing and means another. He says he has to resolve to kill his family members. He didn't really mean that, right? Of course, he's going to try to like weasel out of it. Now he's going to try to kill Gap instead of killing all of his family members. Because he says one thing and he means another. This fucking shifty ass bastard. That's George for you though. That's the kind of guy she likes, I guess, right?
ジョージ様
Well, ostensibly, allegedly, that's the kind of guy she likes. Is it really? Again, this is not really happening, so we don't know anything about what Shannon really feels about George. This is what they're telling us that she really feels about George. Is that true?
焼けるわ。
Mm.
口説きならうちの人を超えたわね。
若さですな。
This is youth. He forgot about that, didn't he? It's been a couple months, a couple decades, I'm sorry.
愛が強さなら坊やはどうしてそんなにひ弱なの？その弱さがつまり
Oh,
君の
gee,
愛
he's
の
pushing his
程度な
buttons.
わけね。
Okay.
婚約者への愛もひ弱、両親のあっけない死に様もひ弱。君の人生は何から何までひ弱だわ。
Talk that shit.
シャノンは僕に愛と強さを教えてくれた。もし君が僕の強さだけでシャノンへの愛を確かめようというのなら、僕の愛を教えよ
う。言うわね。なるほど。何度も蹴り倒されて転がされ、それでも立ち上がるのがシャノンからもらった強さだと。ならあっけなく殺されたあんたのお父さんとお母さんからは何をもらったの？
Suddenly there was a blackout. Outside? What happened?
違う。これは。
There you go. If you guys forgot, Eva is a trained like martial artist. So obviously she taught George a little something for self-defense. I'm not sure exactly. It looks like Jeet Kune Do, something, or maybe it's the martial art that Bruce Lee invented, because it seems to be kick-based. So something with a lot of like strong kicks and shit that Eva probably was a master practitioner of. So he's a pretty strong dude, to be honest. He is a strong fighter, I would say. And he was holding back this entire time. Now he's got something to fight for. Something to fight for because, you know, he was talking shit about Shannon. So now he's going to be, you know, going after that ass, pretty much. The thing blocking Grap's vision was the bottom of my shoe, bitch.
側頭蹴り、
Sidekick.
尾骨骨折。
And it stops right in front of the tip of Cap's nose. So he says he has a resolve, but he doesn't even want to kick her in the face, right? Was that a warning shot?
母さんにもらったものはこの
Yeah,
蹴
his
りだ。
mom is a badass. The best thing about George is his mom. Pretty much. Just 7 moments delay, Cap jumped back. Of course it was too late. If George hadn't stopped, he probably would have caused exactly the damage he had pronounced.
そして父さんにもらったのが忍耐。
Anger with a low boiling point is something to be truly feared. True anger is cultivated through patience.
君の暴力的意思表示は理解した。また婚約者と両親への名誉毀損も理解した。そしてそれを撤回する気がないんだね。
She kept talking that shit.
君の攻撃はもう十分に理解したから、そろそろいいかな。反撃して。
What if she says no?
ほざくな、坊やの分際で。
Pitch black hole opened his mouth at George's feet. But George rapidly opened his legs, straddling the hole. That's what she said, right? The same move wouldn't work again. It was an extremely light dodge, and the upper part of his body made it quiver.
忍耐とは熱くならず冷静に相手の出方を研究することだ。
It's like a fucking shonen goddamn anime, right? The fucking main character, like, you know, braves all these attacks by this guy. Seems like he's overpowered. But it's like, oh, then the shonen hero says, oh, I was just studying you. Now that same move won't work twice, and then like every time he tries to move, the shonen anime character is like, I'm dodging it, I'm dodging it, I seen through your moves. You can't get me at the same time. That's what George is doing now. Pretty nice, pretty nice. This is best. This is moment to shine, I guess, right? This is the best moment in the game.
決まってるじゃないか。わかるかい？
わかんないわよ。
反撃してきっちり借りを返し、二度とちょっかいを出したくないと思わせ、涙と鼻水で顔面をぐちゃぐちゃにして、それを拭うのを忘れて、額を地面にこすりつけて、何度も謝りたくなるほどに完膚なきまでに叩きのめすためだよ。
But he got that from Eva. That's what Eva would say, probably. I want to get my fucking enemies to grovel before me, right? That's what she would say. He was taught well, at least in these martial arts aspects. Everything else, maybe not. He doesn't listen to Eva for anything else. Like Eva tells him, "Don't date Shannon. She's not worth you." And then he doesn't listen to her then, but he listens to her when he does martial arts. So he's kind of stupid in everything else but martial arts, it looks like. George dashed. Pits opened up one after another, but George would not step in them again. And because she persisted in that move, Gop was captured for a second time.
後ろ回し蹴り、顎部骨折。
It was stretched out more forcefully and beautifully than Gap's had been. Of course, while sent directly on Gap's face, he stopped a hair's breadth away. He was not going to hit her. What the fuck? Does he not want to hit a woman? Perhaps she couldn't rely on pitfalls at this close range. Gap kicked at George's shins as a diversion, and in the instant of weakness, when he tried to deal with that, she aimed a kick at his stomach. It was a bee-like stab by his stiletto heel, but it sliced through the air where George was no longer.
上段かかと落とし。
Too quick.
鎖骨骨折。
From beside Gap, George coolly announced that, his foot still raised. If that monarch's heel had been swung down, a collarbone fracture would have been an understatement.
こいつ、試験じゃ私より強いの。距離を。
She jumped backwards to gain a large distance. She jumped and left Eva backflipped, increasing the distance between them. It should have been magnificent, but for some reason it looked very similar to the movements of a small, scared animal. If she opened the distance, she could fight at the range that was her specialty, using a mixture of pitfalls and kicking techniques.
バカだ。私を倒せるチャンスを3度も逃した傲慢。奈落の底で後
He's
悔
being
なさい。
awfully arrogant. If he had the chance to actually kick her and land a blow, why wouldn't you do it, man? What the fuck's going on with this guy? And he's so stupid. Every time you think George is about to be cool for 1 second, right? George just fucks it up. You're like, what? This girl is threatening your fucking fiance and all your family members. And you don't want to kill her? You don't want to at least kick her and shatter her collarbone or something? Come on, dude. You got the power to do that, obviously, but you're so vain, you don't want to do it. You're so arrogant, as she puts it. Like, what the fuck is wrong with this dude? That's George in a nutshell. Even when he's cool, he's a fool. Even when he's cool, he's the biggest fool. Gap landed beautifully and tried to aim a pitfall. When a razor sharp wind cut her bangs. Yes, cut them. And twice? Not once, but twice! This time it didn't just stop a hair's breadth away, but it scattered her bangs with its air pressure. So now he's getting closer to her actually getting a blow on her, making her more scared. There's a kick right below her fucking the nape of her neck or something like that, and then shatters her fucking hair off. He still doesn't want to kill her though.
Armada con martello.
Armada con martello.
第一撃で眼底骨折。
What is this capoeira? Maybe? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the style is that he's doing. It's definitely not Taekwondo.
第
Something.
二撃で
Cerebral contusion of the second strike. She could have fucking, he could have shattered her skull right there and ended the fight, but he's being such an arrogant pissant. He's not doing it. Cat was too shocked to speak. George had closed all that distance in an instant and let off a fearsomely nimble mid-air double kick. Furthermore, with the accuracy and edge of a razor, it cut nothing more than the few of her bangs.
空手で蹴りの威力を
Oh, okay, karate?
テコンドーで速度
Taekwondo. Okay, there you go.
カポエイラでは自在の間合いを学んだ
Rose capoeira. Okay, I was right. It wasn't Jeet Kune Do, it was Taekwondo and capoeira. So I was half right. I got the wrong do, but I got the capoeira right.
母さんがいろいろと移り気でね。でもいろいろと特徴を学べて勉強になったよ。
なぜ当てない？私が女だからとでも言うのか？
That's right.
君は王者の力として3つ目に暴力と言ったね。君はどうやらまだその暴力の意味を誤解しているようだ。この場合の暴力とはね、短絡的に振るわれる乱暴のことを言うんじゃない。敵対すれば無傷では済まないという抑止のことを指すんだよ。
Man, what better way to prove that than to actually harm them, though, right? You don't want to fucking say that you're gonna harm them and not have the guts to do it. Like, now I don't believe you actually will harm her. I think that you're just a little too pansy to actually, you know, get your hands dirty now, right? That's what I think. But go ahead and start expostulating your little dissertation here.
抑止だ。
That was the point. It was why all of George's attacks up until then had stopped just before the blow. These bare misses, which were more difficult than hitting directly, had all been performed so splendidly. That is true. It's harder to, you know, pull back a punch than it is to actually land a punch. Let's watch wrestling, right? And any one of them would have probably crushed God in a single hit. George had wished it. He was deliberately not doing that.
君も言ったろ。暴力は滑る力だと。暴力で相手を破壊してしまったら滑られないじゃないか。王者の暴力とはね、見せるだけなんだ。破壊しない、屈服させて自らの財産とするんだからね。君に泡でも吹かれたらみんなの囚われてる場所に案内させられないよ。
Gap had to admit it. She had to admit that George understood force in the truest sense.
みんなのところへ案内してもらうよ。抵抗はおすすめしない。もう寸止めはしないよ。
Okay, there we go. There we go.
ごめんねリア。あんたの兵隊借りた。私一人じゃ手に負えないわ。こいつ。
As a large pitch black hole opened in the sky, thunk thunk thunk, three muscular goat attendants fell out. So wait a minute, who's guarding the fucking the dungeon now? Nobody, right? At this point, because they're all over here trying to beat up George's ass. They surrounded George. Georgie.
増援会？それは僕がひ弱であることを撤回したと受け止めていいのか？
Oh yeah, she does.
認めるわ。あんたも人間の力を侮ってたわ。
違うね。これが愛を覚えた男の強さなのさ。
ほざけ！臭いことをシャーシャーと。さあヤギたち、その男を潰して肉団子にしてや
I
り
mean,
な
if
さ
she
い。
could do it, why does she think these guys could do it?
このヤギたちはバカだけどパワーだけはあるみたいよ。あんたの死体婚約者にも見分けがつかなくしてあげるわ。
降伏拒否並びに継戦の意思了解したよ。以後は君の攻撃に等しい分だけ君に実害が及ぶことを宣言する。僕をまだ攻撃するつもりなら相応の損害を受けることになると覚悟するがいい。
And George proclaimed that a faint red magic circle rose up around him. What? He has magic? What? Wait a minute, what the fuck's going on here? It seemed that George couldn't see it, Oh, I think Shannon's doing this for him, probably. However, Gap being a demon could.
魔法どうしてこいつが防御結界を
That's Shannon, baby.
しかもそれ反撃特化それがあんたの抑止という意味
From a demon's perspective, that might have been magic. But in George's eyes, it was determination. It was absolute determination that would show no mercy to anyone who wished for further fighting and force him to prepare for a significant counterattack. Absolute determination becomes magic. Again, this is Beatrice trying to encroach upon Battler not believing in magic. So he can't see this shit because Battler's not in the scene, but he can hear it as Beatrice tells the story to him. And she's saying that the determination that George is using becomes magic. And that's how the magic manifests in this world, even though it's all bullshit, right? Of course it's all bullshit. And then Jessica's probably going to be doing the same thing in the second here. Like, her determination is going to become magic too. Even though she didn't have a pot to piss in to combat Ronobe's magic earlier. Now she's all of a sudden going to be able to compete against it, probably, with magic, right? Let's see what happens. Ronobe had been accurately blocking Jessica's fist with the shield, but something felt odd. Even though he was certainly stopping the blows with the shield, he felt his arm beginning to strain and ache. All physical damage should have been shut off. However, the damage for her fist was gradually being transmitted to his arm and was accumulating. Ronobe acted like he was composed so that this wouldn't be noticed.
私はバテねえぜ。どうしたよおっさん。ちっとは答えてきたかよ。
いくら攻撃しようとも無駄ですよ。私のシールドはあなたには砕けないと。
砕けないからってよ。殴るのをやめはしないぜ。どんな固い心にだって。言葉はわずかずつ響き、やがてはひびを入れることだってできるんだ。私は信じてる。この世に無駄な努力なんて存在しないってな。だから生きるんだろ。
Yo, I believe it.
言葉だっていつか通じるなら、拳だって同じってことだぜ。私の辞書には諦めるって文字は書いちゃいねえんだぜ。
Right? That's my Nindo. I don't give up. Those words are probably aimed at Kennen. Kennen had technically rejected Jessica's words. But Jessica knew that no matter how obstinate his heart was, those words would eventually soak through. And she believed that surely that the day would come when he would understand her heart and stop calling himself furniture and disparaging himself and step out into his new life. So Jessica wouldn't give up. She wouldn't lose heart.
バカみてえだろ。男には理解できねえだろ。恋する乙女ってのはな、無駄だから諦めるって考えがねえんだぜ。
At that time, Ronobe clearly certainly saw. He saw the red-hot burning glow of light surround Jessica's fists. She gets a barrier too. You get a barrier. You get a barrier. You get a magical barrier. Everybody gets a magical barrier in this fucking fake, phony-ass storyline that Beatrice is spinning. It's all fake, guys. Permeation upgrade. Within a relentless fist and determination dwells the power to succeed no matter what. From a demon's perspective, that was magic. Absolute determination becomes magic. So let's also notice here. This is what magic really means, basically. And this is the clue from Beatrice, the way she's telling the story. Magic is not, witches and, brooms that let you fly and being turned into frogs and shit like that. This is what real magic is, and we've already heard this from Maria's storyline. Her absolute determination to believe in the best in every scenario. Rosa being a bad mother. No, she doesn't want to believe that. She wants to believe that Rosa's actually a good mother, right? That she's a hard worker at work, even though she's not. That she's not being a fucking, deadbeat mom, which she is. She wants to believe all the best of Rosa, and this is kind of what Beatrice is telling us too. In this quote-unquote fight, that George and Jessica can have the absolute determination to succeed because of love. and that we can turn that determination into magic, basically. And that's what real magic is, not the fucking, you know, the witches and fucking demons and ghosts, oh my, and shit like that.
な、無駄なんてことはねえだろ。通ってんだろ。腕をかばってるぜ、おっさん。
もう少し本気を出さざるを得ないようですね。
He's already said that, didn't he?
おっしゃる通りのようです。この世に無駄なことなど。
そうそう、無駄なんて諦めたらそこで人生が終わっちまうぜ。通じるんだよ、絶対に。
I'm an idiot, so this is the only way I can live. But even so, I believe that one day, I'll definitely be able to teach Kanon-kun about a new world. So I'm not going to buckle in a place like this. I'll definitely defeat you and save everyone. Yeah, the goat boys are gone, right? Cross was repeating his useless effort in trying to somehow open a hole between the metal bars. Useless. There was nothing useless. There's nothing. Keep going, buddy. Lookout goats had been swallowed up by those black pits and disappeared. Now was their do or die chance. This was their only chance to break the bars.
よせ、無茶だ。クラウスさん。素手でどうにかなるもんじゃない。
Hey, you can't say that when your daughter's doing this shit with their bare hands, right? Well, with their brass knuckles bare hands, right?
道具を探しましょう。無茶をするんじゃない。
無駄と諦めたらそれまでと娘に言われてしまった。私の体は無理でも小柄なシャノンかカノンが抜けられれば。
この段階に至っては出ない知恵を絞るより行動あるのみね。力を合わせましょう。私もやるわ。カノン君、男の子でしょ。手をカノン君。
What happened to Kanon-kun?
旦那様、下がってください。
Uh-oh. Sandbag, there's a hurricane coming up. We're gonna take a quick break here, guys, before we figure out what the hell Kanon's on about. He might be performing some magic pretty soon here, so let's give it a second. We'll be right back. Get to see my new BR back screen, guys. Hope you like it.